live tonight from Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan. One of the fiercest rivalries in college hockey, one of the fiercest rivalries between two schools in the country, turns 100 years old. This game between these two teams was first played on February 4th, 1923, which was Michigan's first varsity season. After losing the first two games to the Irish at Michigan Coliseum, the Wolverines won the next meeting on January 12th, 1924. Hopefully, for Michigan fans' sake, if the Wolverines take care of business this weekend, it won't be until 2024 that the Wolverines are able to reclaim home ice. If Michigan does win possibly one, maybe if they sweep this weekend series, they'll be able to play the Big Ten's worst team, Wisconsin, in the opening round of next weekend's Big Ten tournament. Presently, though, the 20th-ranked Irish represent a big challenge for Michigan. They have an excellent goalie, Ryan Bischel, who's been standing on his head all year. He's a Mike Richter Award finalist. However, Michigan can find an advantage if they take advantage of special teams. Notre Dame is last in the penalty kill in the Big Ten, outside of top 50 in the country, and they're anemic on their own power play. Everything looks to have broken Michigan's way. The matchup is advantageous, and the Wolverines' injuries, defensemen Jacob Truscott and Luke Hughes are still out, shouldn't be too hurtful. Michigan needs a big win here to avoid stumbling into the postseason. I welcome in my broadcast partner for tonight, Peter Nasr. I'm William Gregory. We're almost set here for puck drop in this Big Ten matchup, the final weekend matchup of the regular season. Notre Dame and Michigan. TJ Hughes is set to take the face-off and doesn't quite go the way the referees wanted. They'll reset. Chase Primo for Notre Dame faces off against Hughes. Another whistle. We're still getting ready to drop this puck.
Trying to build the anticipation here.
And the puck is dropped. Michigan wins the opening face-off. Keaton Pearson comes away with it. Pearson is forced behind his own net by Landon Slaggert, the assistant captain for the Irish. A pass to Mackie Samoskevich on the near side is mishandled. Puck makes its way back to Portillo, the goalie for the Wolverines. Here's TJ Hughes centering across center ice to Samoskevich on the right wing. Samoskevich checked in the boards by Nick Lieberman, the Irish captain. And Notre Dame wins the puck before losing it back down the Michigan end to Ethan Edwards. Edwards, right side, Keaton Pearson. Up the ice to Hughes, bothered by Solog Bakic. And Bakic comes away with it, number 25 for the Irish, but he loses it away to Brinkman before Brinkman sends it back down the ice to Portillo. Line change for both teams. Gavin Brindley now in the game for Michigan. Long pass up ice to Adam Fantilli is just out in front of him. Fantilli does reclaim the puck and shoots it behind the net, where it's kept by Michigan before ending on the stick of Jesse Lansdell. Now Jake Kiernan, who picked up the puck in the Michigan end. Another nice deflection by Lansdell, sends it back across the neutral zone. Jackson Hallam recovers and has to reset in the Michigan end. Back up ice to Brindley. Pass goes wide behind the net to Ryan Bischel, that outstanding Notre Dame goalie. Irish will try and set up. A pass intended for Jesse Lansdell is missed, and Lansdell, big check on Stephen Holtz. Holtz, who was trying to fish the puck on the defensive end, is sent into the ice, but stays with it. Ciccolini trying to get up ice. Can't. Again, it's sent back down by the extra skater for the Irish today, Michael Mastro-Domenico. Eric Ciccolini on the left side. Up to Jackson Hallam, puck out in front of him. He can't get there in time to put a good shot on net. And Mastro-Domenico has it for the Irish. He slips on the ice, falls down. Stephen Holtz intercepts a pass, can't come away with it cleanly, and it's lost to the Irish. A lot of back and forth play here, neither team able to settle into their offenses. Luca Fantilli to Keaton Pearson. Pearson drops it off for Luca. Skating on the right side up to Moyle. Moyle can't handle the pass. Nick Lieberman has it on the Notre Dame blue line. Brady Bjork playing in his third game this season inside. Nice pass, but it's just a bit out in front for Tyler Carpenter. Carpenter, right side, is a shot that's blocked by Michigan. Lieberman, shot on Portillo is blocked once again. Brady Bjork behind the net. Bjork fighting for it with Granowitz. Now coming away with it is 21, Finn Williams. Another one of these young Irish forced into play with Ryder Rolston out, along with Jackson Pearson, who are not dressing tonight. Justin Janicki to Primo. First line out there for the Irish. Estapa trying to come away with a puck. Fighting for it along with Pearson. Pearson now double teamed, but Nick Granowitz comes away with the puck. Wolverines just struggling to get it out of their own end. Moyle tries to box out Brinkman for the puck on the left side. Brinkman eventually still fighting Moyle, puts Moyle on the ground, and that should be a penalty.
Fast-paced start to this game. Neither team really able to establish it. Bjork made some good plays there. You mentioned it. He's only played 8 career games. He's yet to have a point in his career. Made a good pass there that set up a shot. And you mentioned it. Michigan 0 for their last 14 on the power play. If Michigan wants to be able to win this game against a very good Notre Dame defense, they have to capitalize on power plays, and they get an early one here.
And with 16:34 remaining in the first period, in a scoreless game, Ben Brinkman will go to the box for Notre Dame. 2 minutes for interference. And this Notre Dame penalty kill that ranks last in the Big Ten, only killing 75.2% of the power play opportunities they allow. Michigan, obviously a very potent offense. Shot on net goes up into the student section, out of play. 1:52 left on the power play, and like I was saying, Michigan converting 23.1% of their power plays, and they are that potent offense. They score 4 goals a game, which is 4th nationally. Big moment to take advantage for the Michigan here. TJ Hughes taking the face-off on the close face-off circle to us. Samaskevich now centered to Edwards. Edwards skates along the point, back to Samaskevich. Up the middle, good block by Mastro Domenico. And Notre Dame still can't come away with it, but a haphazard pass back by Ciccolini does send it back into Michigan's end. Notre Dame couldn't do it, so the Wolverines did it for him. Michigan will reset. No line change. Here's Edwards. He's taken on a team of 3 Irishmen and loses the puck, sent back down, and Michigan struggling to get going here on this power play. 2 mistakes sends TJ Hughes back to reclaim the puck. Pressured by Trevor Janicki. Hughes this time skates through 3 Irish inside, scores! What a move by the freshman Hughes! And Michigan goes up 1-0 with 15:42 remaining in the first period, exploiting that weak Notre Dame penalty kill.
Yeah, what an effort by Hughes there, just up the gut. Nobody was there. He just had a wide open skate right into the slot, made a nice move, and put Michigan in front 1-0. That's what they needed. They've struggled a little bit on the power play, but you mentioned it, Notre Dame's penalty kill really struggling this season. That matchup is something to look into, as we mentioned, and Michigan wins the first battle between on the special teams, and they're up 1-0.
And they get off that schneid, being 0 of their last 14 on the power play, 2 of their last 21, extending into the season, the series before the Ohio State series against Michigan State. And Ethan Edwards was the one that initially tried to skate through 3 Irishmen on the previous possession. Hughes gets there, figures he'll do it himself, puts one in the net, Michigan up 1-0. Notre Dame wins the face-off on the puck drop. Silyanov inside, shot on Portillo is deflected nicely by the Swedish goaltender. Another shot off the rebound goes wide, and it's sent back down the ice. Fast break opportunity for Rucker McGroarty. 1-on-2, gets pickpocketed, and Notre Dame makes a nice defensive stand. Some physical play into the boards on the Notre Dame end. 12th goal for TJ Hughes on the season previously to make it 1-0. Shot on goal, McGroarty. And a nice pass from Gavin Brindley. Whistle blows, we'll see what it's for. And I'm not sure.
Wow, high stick.
High sticking on McGroarty, so he must have gotten that, it looked like on the shot.
It must have been, because I didn't see anything else there that could have warranted a penalty besides on the shot.
Oh, no, it was right afterwards. It looked like 24 for the Irish, which is Drew Bavaro, the defenseman, got in McGroarty's face after he took the shot on the right wing. And McGroarty high-sticked him. Children of Yost didn't like it, but it's 2 minutes in the box for Rutger McGroarty. And we talked about the special teams for Notre Dame. Their penalty kill isn't good. Their power play isn't any good either, only scoring 18.2% on the power play. Second to last, in the Big Ten, only ahead of Penn State. Here's Justin Janicki, though, skating along the left wing, quickly tries to dump it off to Chase Primo, but it goes across the neutral zone, and Nick Lieberman will have to reset for the Irish. On the left side, Lieberman skating up, the defenseman gets past Hallam. Lieberman dumps it off at the point. Blackman. Left side, Janicki wide. Janicki has to send it along the boards to his teammate Lieberman. Lieberman between the legs pass. Now Blackman centers over to Lieberman on the right wing. Back to Blackman. And Janicki shot. Portillo seemed to lose it for a second, but it deflects off his leg protector. Blackman now skating from left to right. Skates over the Big Ten logo in front of the blue line. Right side, Lieberman. Lieberman shot off the post. Dangerous call there. And a rebound to Primo. Wolverines can't corral it, but they finally do on the shot from Chase Primo. Big chance for Notre Dame there on their power play. 49 seconds remaining on that. But Notre Dame cannot score with two great attempts.
Yeah, the 2-1. You had the post there, getting it past Portillo, and Portillo's been giving up a couple of rebounds, and Notre Dame's been pushing onto those. So we'll see if they can keep doing that here in this game. But a quick stat to note: Notre Dame is 3-12-3 when they allow the first goal.
Doesn't bode well for the Irish, but here inside Lansdale, just wide right, had an open area in the goal that Portillo was not covering. But Ethan Edwards shoots it back down the ice off the rebound. 30 seconds left on the power play for the Irish. Michigan penalty kill showing up strong so far. This time a pass for Lansdale is intercepted by Moyle. But the Wolverines can't send it back down the ice. Hunter Strand has it. Now Trevor Janicki on the left side. Janicki, big stop to avoid a hit from Jake Kiernan. Up to the center, shot, scored! 24, Drew Bavaro avenges the penalty by McGroarty on him on the other end. He was the one that got high-sticked, got a one-timer at the blue line, and sent it right through Portillo's legs.
I don't think that was deflected in front. That's a good play by Notre Dame there, taking advantage of the special teams and a battle of special teams early, each team with a power play goal here. And it hit someone in front.
Looked like it hit Lansdale, I think. If we look at that again, Lansdale off his stick and then off the skate, it looked like if Ethan Edwards rebounded a couple ways in. We'll see how that's scored.
Right now they're giving it to Lansdale. We'll see if they change it.
Okay, but the shot came from Bavaro, might have gone off Lansdale and in, and if it did go off his stick, it technically would be his goal. So with 12:49 left, this game now tied at 1-1, a game we thought was going to be low scoring. Total was set at 6 coming into this game. Already has 2 goals. Ciccolini shot on goal on the right side. It's deflected nicely by Bischel, and the puck is sent back down the ice. Luca Fantilli set to retrieve, but it'll be an icing.
Yeah, you mentioned a low-scoring game with the sports bettors are thinking, and it comes Notre Dame's one of the best defenses in the whole nation, but the special teams, once again, each team with the power play goal. I don't think they've corrected who scored the goal yet.
It's looking like it's going to be Lansdale as the scorer with Trevor Janicki and Drew Bavaro on the assist. That'll be Lansdale's 6th goal of the year. There's not a lot of separation between the highest scoring Irish players, a lot of 8, 7, and 6. Off the face-off, puck goes out of play. It'll stay in the Notre Dame offensive zone, though. Notre Dame will send out a new defensive group. Michigan will keep the same group on the ice. TJ Hughes will take this face-off again. We've seen him take many of these face-offs. He's converting at about a 55% clip, and he wins another face-off for the Wolverines. Edwards tries to dump off a pass inside. It's batted around. Dylan Duke fighting for it. Ends up with Hughes. Had a nice pass laid out in front for Mackie Samoskevich, but Notre Dame recovers and picks it up. Here's Justin Janicki on the left side. Passing in front. Edwards is in front of Landon Slaggert, who can't get to the puck. Eventually it's retrieved. Oh, in front of the net, it's scored. A weird-looking play, and Notre Dame puts another goal in to make it 1-2. Notre Dame leads. It looked like Michigan thought that they had possession of the puck, but it was still bouncing around and ended up in the net. I think it'll go to Landon Slaggert, the assistant captain for the Irish. That'll be his 7th goal of the year.
I'll be honest, I was looking down because they gave Adams credit for goal number 1. And that puck down, what a strange, from around the goal line, looks like it hit.
So they did give it to, the first goal that was scored is now scored to Jack Adams, like Peter said. This goal here will go to Landon Slaggert. Seamus Casey trying to strike quickly, skating through Irish defensemen. loses the puck, and it's picked up by Notre Dame. So 3 quick goals here in the first period. We're not even halfway through the first period. It's 2-1, Notre Dame leads. Blackman sends back down to Lansdell. Lansdell can't hang on, and it's sent back down where it'll be handled by Jake Kiernan. Now Adam Fantilli. We haven't said his name much, but he is the country's leading point getter. Sends one up the boards. Now has to reset. Fantilli just skating all over the ice himself. Finally is bothered enough by Solanoff that he loses the puck. Luca Fantilli has it behind the net. Nasr up to Hallam. Hallam inside. Nice pass. Shot. Scored! Gavin Brindley on a nice 2-man game. Gavin Brindley, the freshman, puts it in. And just like that, it's all tied up. 2-2.
I don't think anyone expected 4 goals through the first 9 minutes, but that started with Fantilli doing a little thing on his own. They got the puck up, and what a pass from Hallam to Brindley on the one-timer, and we got a tie game. It's 2-2. We've only had 9 shots total, and 4 of them have went in.
It was so beautiful from Hallam and Brindley. It put Bischel on his rear end trying to do the splits to block that shot. Nearly impossible to stop. 10th goal of the year for Gavin Brindley. Off the face-off, off the goal, Hallam's shot is sat on by Bischel. Almost another opportunity to put another quick goal in. These two teams, only 10 combined shots in this game, but 4 goals through the first 9 minutes. 10:59 left in the first period, 2-2.
Yeah, Bischel may be a little rusty. He hasn't played in a week. They had their bye last week since they faced Ohio State 2 weeks ago, and maybe Portillo's getting used to playing indoors again coming off of the game in Cleveland.
It'll be Brindley versus Strand. Notre Dame comes away winning the faceoff. A lifted pass up ice. Can't get to Solanoff. Ends up with Luca Fantilli skating behind Portillo. Fantilli loses it. A nice backhand pass to Gavin Brindley. Manufactures a fast break. Brindley inside. A nice diving save by the defenseman Jake Boltman to stop that opportunity for Michigan. And Notre Dame comes away with it. Irish trying to find the puck. They lose it. It's Carpenter trying for it. Is sent into the boards by Estapa. Eventually back to Boltman. Boltman up to Solanoff. Checked by Edwards before losing the puck. Now Strand. Back to Boltman. Still trying to get it out of the Notre Dame end. They do. Up ice to Finn Williams. Williams surrounded by Wolverines. Tries to dump it off to Carpenter. Williams along the boards. Slow moving puck gets to Nick Lieberman finally. Now behind the net is Brady Bjork. Bjork back to Williams. Williams bothered by Keaton Pearson. Inside, Moyle couldn't come away with it. Bjork had a shot, but Portillo sent that puck away. He slapped it away with his big old goalie stick to avoid disaster. Michigan settling in now. Granowitz right side up to Moyle, just out in front of Nolan Moyle, the Michigan captain. And Notre Dame has it now. Lieberman, the captain. Bothered by TJ Hughes, one of the goal scorers for Michigan tonight. Bakic has it. Now Hughes up to Duke. Skating through traffic is Samaskevich. Back off to Duke. And Dylan Duke tried to play it off the boards to himself, but bothered by Bakic, he loses the puck along the boards. Lieberman, nice stop to evade Mackie Samaskevich. Really exciting hockey being played here so far in this first period. 9 minutes left, 2-2. Portillo behind the net. Pressured, gets it away. Seamus Casey, right side Samaskevich. Bothered by Lansdell and loses it. Bakic on the left side now. Casey with some nice defense. Helped out by Samaskevich, but Bakic still has it. Now TJ Hughes finds it. And Notre Dame keeps up that pressure. Trevor Janicki forces a pass from Hughes across the neutral zone where it's picked up by Chase Blackman. Left side, here's Bakic. Drew Bavaro, who sends it behind the net. Fantilli. Adam Fantilli does come away with it. On the left side. Bugged by Blackman. Fantilli, what a move! Pass to McGroarty. McGroarty's shot is blocked, but Adam Fantilli, what a nasty move to get the defender off him. Shot down the ice to Portillo. Portillo will sit on it. Peter, what do you think of that move from Fantilli? He doesn't even have to score to get a wow from the crowd.
We've had a lot of oohs and ahs here in this game with some nice nifty passes, a couple big hits in the corner, a really nice defensive play by Boltman on a 2-on-1 opportunity, which Michigan has had a couple of them. They capitalized on the first one. Boltman there diving onto the ice to block, to disrupt the pass and prevent possibly a third goal here in this game. But it's been a fast-paced game. It's been a fun one, like you said. Really been enjoying these first 12 minutes. Last series here at Yost, regular season. As you have our hero of the game being announced, George Sesto.
Always love these hero of the game segments during the media timeout. Gets everybody on their feet for somebody who really deserves it. Vietnam veteran Sesto gets a nice ovation from the crowd. We saw 4 goals really quick. 8:05 left in the first period. Just to run through who scored them. First goal was scored by T.J. Hughes to go up 1-0. He scored that on a one-man fast break, breaking through the Notre Dame defense over 3 people.
Play.
Second goal will be credited on the power play to Jack Adams for Notre Dame. It was deflected. It was a shot from Bavaro, deflected off Trevor Janicki, then Lansdell, then in the net off of Adams. So deflected off of 3 different Irish for a Notre Dame goal. Then Notre Dame going up 2-1. Landon Slaggert puts in kind of a weird possession.
I think it went off of Pearson, who was just in the crease, just hit his body and trickled past Portillo. But you're right, it was a weird goal.
And that assist will go to Chase Primo. Then the Gavin Brindley 2-man game with Hallam. Assist goes to Hallam and Frank Nazar. Michigan wins the faceoff out of the media timeout. McGroarty, Fantilli, and a whistle.
I think it was touched with a high stick, so Michigan was waiting to let Notre Dame touch it. They didn't, so Michigan will touch it themselves and force a faceoff all the way back in Michigan's defensive zone here.
Just a reset. There have been 2 penalties already. Ben Brinkman was in the box for interference and Rutger McGroarty for high sticking. Both power plays resulted in goals. Notre Dame wins the faceoff and stays in the offensive zone. Landon Slaggert. Primo. Back to Slaggert. Nice check from Adam Fantilli. Puts Slaggert on his face, and he's trying to find the puck, but it's lost. Ethan Edwards picks it up. Brindley right side. Fast break. Brindley shoots instead of passing, and it deflects off the leg protector of Bischel out of play.
Yeah, you mentioned Fantilli getting in on the physical game that that we've seen on both sides. 19-on-19, Fantilli on Slaggert there.
And Adam Fantilli's not afraid to get physical. We all know the fight that he had against the Spartans 2 weeks ago that got him ejected. This is a physical Michigan team, one of the most penalized teams in the country. And they always show it on a night-to-night basis. Wouldn't be surprised to see some more extracurriculars throughout the rest of this game. Off the face-off, Michigan wins. And a nice play from Notre Dame forces it, but now Nazar finds the puck. A shot on Bischoff is deflected. Stays with the Irish, though. A fight on the right corner between Casey and an Irish is won by Michigan. Jackson Hallam. Long shot from the right side of the blue line is deflected once again, right side. Michigan still retains possession. Now up the boards to Jay Kiernan on the left side. Kiernan skates through traffic. Now behind the net, dumps it off in front of Bischel, and Bischel puts a glove on it to have another face-off in the Notre Dame zone.
And Michigan doing a good job keeping the puck in the zone. You said Seamus Casey with a really good poke check right at the blue line, who was able to get the puck into Frank Nazar, the third, who is playing his first career home game. He scored in the duel in the D in Detroit in his first career goal, but it's good to have him playing his first career home game in game number 5 after battling injury for most of the season.
Yeah, and I'd say it's a homecoming for the Mount Clemens native, but like you said, Peter, he did play in that Michigan State series in Detroit, which is closer to his hometown of Mount Clemens. But his first game at Yost, the draft pick of the Chicago Blackhawks, will be back next season for the Wolverines. We missed him for a good portion of the year with a lower back injury, but he makes his appearance at home for a great opportunity to make a run in the postseason. Off the face-off, it's another save for Bischoff, and we'll have another face-off.
Yeah, it's always, you want to get healthy at the right time coming to into the tournaments. Yeah, obviously you're missing Truscott, you're missing Hughes, both out still with injuries. We're not sure exactly when they will be back, but for Michigan's sake, you obviously hope soon with this being the last regular season series.
Off the face-off, Michigan wins it. But Notre Dame, off a shot attempt, finds the deflection. Now Luca Fantilli in the Michigan end, skates across the neutral zone. Up to Estapa. Estapa loses it. It's picked up by Ben Brinkman. Brinkman behind the net, back left side, and it goes out of play into the fan section. And Peter, you mentioned Luke Hughes is out for this game. He is the star, I'd say, of this Michigan team besides Adam Fantilli. Yeah. Hughes, drafted by the New Jersey Devils. He's been hurt ever since that Ohio State series, and we saw it in that game. The lack of Truscott and Hughes, that top defense pairing, led up 4 goals. We've seen 2 goals in the first period against Notre Dame. So Michigan would love to have Luke Hughes back in the lineup for the postseason. Hopefully that injury for Hughes won't keep him out of it. Off the face-off once again, we have another puck out of play. This time it's right into the Michigan bench, and Dylan Duke, just after hitting that puck out, steps into the bench. And the trainer's actually going to look at his hand, I think.
And that's not the – we were just talking about injuries, and that's the last thing you want to see is anyone getting hurt in this series.
So we'll keep an eye on that. He's still talking to the trainer behind the Michigan bench. Meanwhile, it's hockey underway. Portillo, nice glove save off a long shot from Lieberman. Philippe Lapointe, first action he's seen tonight. Loses a puck on the right side. Notre Dame fighting for it along with Lapointe. Now Edwards back on the left side of the boards. Big check by Trevor Janicki to keep it with Notre Dame, but Keaton Pearson sends it back down where it will not be an icing. Mastro Domenico comes away with it for Notre Dame. Now up to Lansdell. Fast break for Notre Dame. Lansdell now up the middle, tries to dump off a pass to Lieberman, but Edwards is there instead. TJ Hughes on the right side now. Hughes tries his own behind-the-back pass into Samoskevich, who fires a shot that's deflected away right side. And a fight for the puck along the boards. It's Blackman and Edwards. Now Lansdell. And another puck deflected out of play. Watch out, right below us. And the man who had the puck hit right into his lap shows it to the crowd saying, "I've got it." But glad that everyone's okay down there.
Yeah, players are handing out a lot of those commemorative 100th season pucks. Children of Yost got one. Now this lucky fan right below us got one. A lot of pucks getting in the crowd, and it slowed this game down a little bit after the fast-paced first half of this period. We got a lot more whistles.
Definitely. 5:25 left in the first period. Still 2-2. The action has slowed, like Peter said. Michigan wins the face-off in the Notre Dame zone, but it trickles behind the blue line. Michigan will have to reset. Casey trying to dump off a pass to McGroarty is nearly lost, but Brindley in front of the net. Shot is deflected nicely by Bischel away. Brindley back up to McGroarty. Puck is lost by Michigan, but retained in their own end after a fight for it. Now Landon Slaggert almost in front of the net, couldn't handle the puck. And Michigan does come away with it before a nice check by Chase Blackman onto Rucker McGroarty. He loses the puck. Blackman now has it behind the Notre Dame net. It'll be an offensive reset for Notre Dame. Couple players coming on and off. And up to Jack Adams, who was credited with a goal earlier off a deflection. He can't handle it. And Luca Fantilli shoots it to Jackson Hallam. Hallam on the right side. Can't find it among a crowd of Irishmen before Strand handles it for Notre Dame. Pass up is a little too sloppy in front of Silanoff, and it's lost. Stephen Holtz retrieves for Michigan, sends it along the boards to Hallam. Hallam's been very active in this game so far today. Still fighting for it along the boards. This game has crawled to a standstill, figuratively speaking. But now Notre Dame centers it. Mastro Domenico shot in front of the goal. Portillo screen. Puck in still front of the net. It's still in front of the net, excuse me.
Oh, no.
And Stephen Holt sends another one. Only about 5 seats down from the guy who caught the last one out of play.
Was that deflected? I didn't think it was deflected. I thought we were getting a delayed game, but it doesn't look like anyone is saying it was not deflected.
I thought it looked deflected. I don't know why Holtz would throw it right back into the same section, but
yeah, maybe just wants to get that fan one more.
It'll be Carpenter and Nazar on the face-off circle closest to us in the Michigan zone. Holtz off the face-off win for Michigan. Now Nazar right to center, shoots it along the boards to get a line change for Michigan and some fresh legs. 3:33 left in the first period. Still tied 2-2. Brady Bjork can't handle a pass for Notre Dame. Ethan Edwards quickly behind the net. Dumps to Granowitz. Granowitz loses it in his skates, and Tyler Carpenter fights for it, but Edwards reclaims it for Michigan. Back up right side, Moyle. Moyle, shot goes over the head of Bischel, but a stoppage in play will whistle it dead. It was a nice shot by Moyle, nice save by Bischel. He just couldn't corral it. It went up over his head.
Yeah, popped up after he saved it. I'm not sure what the whistle is for. Maybe.
I couldn't see what the whistle is for. I don't know. There's nobody going to the box. Did it touch the net? Maybe.
I didn't think it did when I was looking.
It might have barely.
But the face-off's outside the zone. Maybe a high stick or something on Michigan just to bring the face-off outside the zone.
Well, whatever it is, it's T.J. Hughes versus Trevor Janicki. Notre Dame wins the face-off. Lifted pass to Lansdell is picked off by Michigan, but Lieberman ends up back with it before dumping it down to Keaton Pearson. Pearson, left side, now right side. Samaskevich risks a pass over that's picked off by the Irish before getting in front of the net. Samaskevich there. Puck poked away before being retrieved by Ethan Edwards all the way back in the Michigan zone.
TJ huge crush there on that last offensive zone. Notre Dame upping the physicality. Same with Michigan. It's been a physical game.
Behind the net is the puck. Picked up by Boltman. Errant pass. Shot. Hughes. Rebound. Back to Brindley. In front of the Big Ten logo. Two-timer. No. Off the leg pad of Bischel before being lifted back down where Seamus Casey fighting with Justin Janicki. Janicki does come away with it. A one-man effort keeps the puck with Notre Dame in the Michigan end. Dumps off to Primo. He's bodied by Jay Kiernan into the boards. Primo fighting for it. Still can't come away with it cleanly, and T.J. Hughes pokes it out to Gavin Brindley. Brindley, left side T.J. Hughes. Brindley's got it once again, but he loses it. Nice defensive effort by the Irish. Big check by Stephen Holtz. Sends Janicki into the boards. Fast break for Landon Slaggert, though, and his shot is a little too loose to the right side of Portillo. Now another fast break. Adam Fantilli. These two teams just going up and down the ice. Brindley slides into the goaltender, Bischel, on that effort from Fantilli. No penalty to be called, but that was a
it looked like he just slipped, but right into his skate.
It was a forceful collision on the Irish goaltender. Now an icing called, and we'll have a stoppage in play with 1:17 left in the first period.
Yeah, the game really sped up there those last couple of minutes. Some good passing. Gordy doing a great job just passing the puck right into the slot. I don't know if he knew that Brindley was there, but he found him, and it was a good shot attempt, and that's what Michigan needs to keep doing. Get pucks in the slot, get pucks on net. 10-9 in favor of Michigan in the shot department, still 2-2 on the scoreboard.
Fantilli facing off against Hunter Strand. Fantilli comes away with it. One of the best men at handling face-offs on the Wolverine hockey team. One of the best men at pretty much everything you can look at. The puck eventually makes its way back behind the net. Portillo sends it to Holtz. A minute remaining in the first period. Nasr fighting for the puck. Hunter Strand sends it back down where it's retrieved by Bavaro. Pass up to Jack Adams. Bothered by Pearson, stays with Notre Dame. Strand, left side. Shot is stopped by Portillo. Couldn't save it with his glove. He sits on it. 39.8 seconds left. Both teams even in shots on goal. Both teams even in penalties. Both teams even in goals. 2-2.
And I'd say the flow of the game has been pretty even as well. Both teams have had some more offensive zone time at a point in time during this period. But overall, the scoreboard says it. Like you said, it's been a pretty even hockey game so far.
And no matter what record Notre Dame comes into Yost Ice Arena, it feels like over the last couple of years, it'll be about as hard of a matchup as the Wolverines can expect all year. Nolan Moyle comes away with it off the face-off, loses it. Plasinski behind the net, the defenseman for the Irish. Nice check by Granowitz causes Plasinski to lose it. Granowitz fighting for it, but it's kept by Lansdell. Lansdell tried to get it up to Janicki. Intercepted by Edwards, putting a glove on the ground to stop that puck. And Michigan will reset behind the net. Lansdell backs off the pressure. Pass up to Moyle is a little too quick, can't be handled. But off the rebound, ends up with Edwards, and we've reached the end of the first period. Still 2-2, an exciting first 10 minutes and an exciting second half of the first period. No scoring after those 4 quick goals to begin the period. Michigan battles back. They had a 2-1 deficit at one point. They score a goal. Keeping even on the defensive ends are these two teams throughout the rest of the first period. Peter, what did you like for Michigan's recovery after allowing those 2 quick goals?
I think they did a really good job recovering. You said it well. They stayed composed. They were able to stick with what their game plan was going into this game, just getting pucks to the net and focusing on using their speed. They used their speed at a couple big rushes there. One of them getting that game-tying goal. The other one forcing a really good defensive play by Notre Dame to stop it. And I think that's what Michigan needs to continue to do in this hockey game if they want to get out and take care of business here and get a big win. And use their speed, get moving, and get pucks to the net. And yeah, but overall it's been a fun game, like you said. Those first 8 minutes or so, high octane action. It settled down a little bit, and then we ended with a little bit more there as well. And I expect the game to continue to have its ebbs and flows as well, especially in a rivalry game, like you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast.
And Peter, you said that speed that Michigan was able to use to score those 2 goals. They were scored by 2 freshmen, TJ Hughes and Gavin Brindley. Coming into this game, 49.6% of the scoring by Michigan this season has been done by freshmen. I imagine that number is now over 50%, so more than half of Michigan scoring coming from first-year skaters. That's obviously you have Adam Fantilli, who's going to be most likely the 2nd overall pick in the NHL draft this upcoming year. But those contributions from McGroarty, Brindley, especially I think TJ Hughes, who's come on as of late as a really valuable member of the team, can't go without being noticed.
Yeah, definitely. The players, they've complemented the veterans well. The rookies have taken control on this team. They made big plays, and like you said, when you score half your points from first-year players, it's a testament to the program and the recruiting and the culture that's being built here at the University of Michigan for the hockey team with their 10 national championships, and which is expected at this point by the Wolverines, and they're showing it. The youngsters are doing well so far, and we'll see how that lack of experience will that affect things come tournament time. That's always an interesting thing to look at once you get into the win or go home situation that we're getting into starting in a couple weeks now after the Big Ten tournament. So that'll be definitely an interesting thing to see as we move along here at the end of the season.
Absolutely, and we're going to take a little bit of a break. There's about 10 minutes remaining in the first intermission. We're hoping to possibly corral a member of the Michigan Daily to give you all an intermission report. Those are the folks, more than us, that know this team better than anybody. They've been to every single game this season. We'll try and get John Tondora on. Maybe he was on last week in the game in Cleveland, the face-off on the lake. But we're going to take about an 8-minute break. We'll catch you back on the other side. For Peter Nasr, I've been William Gregory. Stay tuned for the next 2 periods of this game, Michigan versus Notre Dame. It's a 2-2 deadlock. A lot of fun awaits. We're back at Yost Ice Arena, WCBN Sports, covering a wonderful opening night of this weekend set against Notre Dame. It's Fan Appreciation Night here at Yost Ice Arena in a 2-2 game. These two teams have been about equal in every category. And Peter, we were talking during the break in intermission. This is a Notre Dame team that's fighting for their playoff lives. They're ranked number 20 in the country, and there's 16 slots in the National NCAA Tournament. So they have to make up some ground to compete in that national tournament if they want to extend their season past the end of February.
Yeah, they definitely do. It starts tonight in this series. You win one or both of the games today. You win maybe a series in the Big Ten tournament. I think that gets you in, especially with how deep the Big Ten has been in this season and how close it's been. Like, if Notre Dame wins both the games tonight, they could finish as high as the 2 seed in the Big Ten tournament and host Wisconsin, you said, and that could give them a good opportunity to make it into the semifinal. Yeah, so a lot on the line for Notre Dame. They got they playing hard that first period. I expect more of the same from both sides because Michigan, obviously, you win today, you secure that 2 seed, which is obviously very important. It helped them. They won the Big Ten tournament last year as a 2 seed, where they had to go to Minnesota, just like you expect possibly this season again. So very important game for both sides tonight.
To avoid going to Minneapolis, they'd have to sweep this series against Notre Dame, and Ohio State would have to sweep Minnesota, which could happen. Ohio State's been good this year. They beat Michigan and beat them in a shootout. It was technically a tie, but Ohio State, in my opinion, won that game.
Yeah.
But Michigan, you mentioned those tight Big Ten standings. Peter, Michigan could finish anywhere from, I think, 2 to 5th. And that second seed, like I mentioned in the open, is coveted because the rest of the Big Ten, the best 6 teams in the Big Ten out of 7 are really tough outs in any series you play them in. But the 7th team, Wisconsin, has pretty much been beat up by every team in the Big Ten this season. That's the team that Michigan would play if they stay in that second seed. I think by all accounts they'd have to win one of these games against Notre Dame. In a sweep, they'd surely be moved down the pipeline and maybe possibly lose their home ice advantage. But with one win, I think it's fairly safe that they'd end up here at Yost next weekend for the first round of the Big Ten tournament. But right now they still got 2 periods of this game against Notre Dame to play and a game tomorrow night, senior night. Chase Primo takes the opening face-off of the second period. Michigan wins it, though. Dylan Duke, left side. TJ Hughes back off to Duke. Nice play. Samiskevich. Shot goes wide left. Off the rebound, Ethan Edwards keeps it at the blue line. Dylan Duke along the boards. Pearson loses it. Another puck up and out of play. Fortunately for Michigan, they have enough money in the athletic department budget to not have to worry about those commemorative 100-year pucks.
I think they have enough to give everyone one of them as a gift here on Fan Appreciation Day. They gave out scarves today, which worked. The scarves do look nice. I would have liked one myself, but
it seems like the pucks are the second unofficial giveaway tonight. There's been enough of them given away to the crowd. Adam Fantilli off the face-off. Quick shot is stopped by Bischel. Notre Dame trying to forward it to Janicki. Comes away to Slaggert. Now Kiernan. Lansdell for Notre Dame on the left side. Notre Dame trying to get a line change into a possession into the neutral zone. They eventually lose the puck off the stick of Lieberman up off the glass, is corralled by Fantilli on the left side. Pass up is through the legs of McGroarty. Finds it off the boards, back to Brindley. McGroarty now has to reset as the puck traveled across the blue line. McGroarty left side, dumps off, picked off by Lieberman. The puck is just living in the neutral zone right now before being taken away by Trevor Janicki. Janicki on the right wing. Backwards, Mastrodomenico shot. Lansdell almost screened Portillo enough for that puck to go in, but it stays behind the net. Notre Dame does keep possession. Mastrodomenico up to Lansdell. Lansdell shot harmlessly, goes above Portillo's head. He kind of stared at it as it went over. Notre Dame keeps it off the rebound, but Mastrodomenico's attempted shot is blocked and possessed by McGroarty before it's sent back into the Notre Dame defensive zone. Fantilli picked off by Mastrodomenico. He's been skating well so far today, doesn't play often. That time he slips, and the children of Yost are surely going to give it to him there. Nasr, left side, dump off to Ciccolini, goes outside of his stick and is lost. Edwards, Kiernan, Back to Edwards, taking it himself across center ice, bothered by a couple Irishmen. And we'll see if that's an offsides call on Edwards. I think it is with the whistle blown.
I believe it is, but I've noticed Notre Dame in this game, they've been doing a good job deflecting the puck, making it difficult on Portillo. They have one deflection goal. They did give it back to Jack Adams. We said they changed who they gave it. No, they took it away from Jack Adams. They gave it back to Liddell.
That had to have been the 14th time that goal, the official scoring has changed. So it'll be Jesse Lansdale's 6th goal of the year instead of, I don't know, 3 other players that we credited that goal to. In any event, it's a face-off. It's won by Finn Williams and the Irish. Gloved by Estapa, though, off an Irish pass. Stays with Michigan. And this game, ever since that second goal was scored by Michigan, has been very fast-paced in between the blue lines for most of it. Neither team really able to get anything going on offense. This is the way we thought the game was going to go from the start, a very low-scoring defensive effort. That's the way it's been for the past 13 minutes. An icing called on Michigan.
Yeah, you're right. We definitely expect it to be like it's going now. Those first 8 minutes, I think, maybe a credit to the teams like Notre Dame we mentioned coming off of a bye. They played Ohio State 2 weeks ago, and Michigan having a fun time getting to enjoy playing some outdoor hockey in Cleveland. You were there on that call. So maybe they're just getting used to getting back to the regular routine, but it's definitely settled down here and playing like with the way we expected it to.
It's Estapa taking the face-off, the St. Clair enforcer for the Wolverines. He wins it, but the puck is eventually won by the Irish. Bakich trying to forward it, ends up skating backwards. Lieberman for Notre Dame, up to Trevor Janicki. Janicki up to Bakich. Puck is lost. Seamus Casey recovers for Michigan. Left side, Duke frantically skating up to the puck to try and grab it as it went careening off the boards. But it ends up with Janicki once again for Notre Dame. Now Lieberman gloves it. And Notre Dame not having much trouble keeping the puck in their possession so far in the first 3 minutes and change of this second period. Lansdale, dump off Janicki. Janicki trying to get to it before Jay Kiernan does, sends it along the boards to Plasinski. Plasinski back around, Portillo finds it and kind of dangerously sends it back up to a teammate, Samaskevich. Pass off the boards, gets to it back in time to pass it to himself. Michigan trying to stay with it, but Notre Dame makes a nice defensive play and comes away with it. One-on-one chance for Notre Dame here. Skating are the Irish, and a shot goes above Portillo's head. That big-time howitzer came from Chase Primo. Luca Fantilli fighting with Boltman, before losing a shot to the stick of Chase Primo. Brindley skating across center ice inside. McGroarty had a nice pass laid out onto him on a silver platter from Adam Fantilli, but McGroarty couldn't get to the puck in time.
Got hooked though, it looks like. So I think that speed and getting in that position make Notre Dame forced to get out of position, and you get the hook. And the third power play of this game, each team has had one, and each team has scored on the power play. So we'll see if Michigan can take advantage here again and get back in front.
And it's Justin Janicki going to the box for hooking, his 12th penalty on the year. He'll be in the box for 2 minutes. And Peter, you've mentioned both teams have scored on their power play opportunities, and Notre Dame's penalty kill has only gotten weaker since the start of this game, entered only saving a quarter, or only saving 3/4 of the power play attempts, ranking last in the Big Ten. Michigan sets up the offense, looking to exploit it again, and Seamus Casey just lets the puck roll past his stick. And it's back into the Michigan zone. Portillo comes pretty far out of the net to retrieve it before it's sent back up. Lansdale, though, charging inside for the Irish, comes away with a chance for a shorthanded goal. It's defended nicely by Casey, and Casey gets a shoulder from Lansdale, goes flying. Notre Dame retains possession in the Michigan zone. Doesn't really look like Notre Dame's on the power play, but that's how they're playing it. Finally, the Wolverines come away with it. Skating across center ice is Casey, back to Fantilli, who on his own gets across the neutral zone. McGroarty left side. Backwards pass to Casey. Casey, nice stick work. Brindley left side, wheels away. Up to McGroarty. McGroarty, errant pass, Off the boards to Fantilli. Brindley left side now. A minute left on the power play. Wolverines trying to put in their third goal of the game. Nasr one-timer is gloved into the chest of Bischel, and now a little bit of fighting in front of the net. It's McGroarty jawing with a few Irish, but a nice save by Bischel.
Yeah, that was a good save there. Some good passing there, but definitely a sloppy start to that power play. Seamus Casey letting a puck trickle past him and go, and then Michigan lackadaisical in their own zone, gave up a 2-on-1, forcing Portillo to make a good save. If you're Michigan, you can't do that, especially when you've talked about the advantage they have statistically on power play versus Notre Dame's penalty kill. They need to keep the puck in the zone here.
Just under a minute is Justin Janicki left in the box for Notre Dame. Samaskevich now on the right wing. Up to the point, Ethan Edwards. Skating across the blue line off a pass to Samaskevich, shot inside, deflected, and sent back down to Portillo. Michigan resets slowly. Ethan Edwards advances it over center ice. Samaskevich left side, bothered by Silanoff. Silanoff forces Michigan to lose the puck, and a pass along the boards intended for TJ Hughes ends up across the neutral zone. Now Silanoff nearly comes away with it in Michigan's zone, but it's kept by Dylan Duke. Fast break opportunity for Michigan. Duke slows it down. Nice wall formed by Notre Dame in front of the net. Forces a pass behind the net to Mackie Samaskevich. Left side Hughes. Slap shot. Edwards off a pass from Hughes is deflected by Slaggert, it looked like. Now Drew Bavaro, the defenseman on the left side, taking it himself. Notre Dame back to full strength. Michigan fires a pass up to Hughes. Now Luca Fantilli. Now Stephen Holtz on the right side. Shoots it back down to Notre Dame's end before it's corralled by Bischel. Bischel to Plasinski to Portillo. Portillo up around the left side, finds Estapa. And a pass intended up towards a Wolverine is wide and sent behind the Notre Dame net. Now Luca Fantilli ends up with it again, but a behind-the-back pass is knocked away by an Irish defenseman. Stephen Holtz has to retrieve. A heater gets sent along the boards from Holtz, but it ends up with Notre Dame. Golden Domers retreating back into their own end. Lieberman and Plasinski finds Finn Williams. Finn Williams trips. Still, Hunter Strand has it. Nice defensive play by Holtz to poke that one away, though, and Marcus Stappa retreats close to Portillo before it's controlled by Michigan. 12:35 remaining in the second period. Still no score since about halfway through the first. 2-2. Fantilli quickly sprinting up ice through a gaggle of Irishmen before wheeling around all the way around to the left side. Tries a pass for Casey on the right side. Has to send it along the boards before crossing the blue line. Brindley trying to dump it off to McGroarty. Brindley, nice pass up to Kiernan. Kiernan thinks about the shot, passes it away. Fantilli bothered by Carpenter before it ends up back with Kiernan on the left side of the blue line. Nearly loses it into the neutral zone. Finds McGroarty in a pass on the left wing, bothered by Plasinski. And McGroarty, Plasinski, Finn Williams, and Brindley all trying to get that puck out of the boards. It's eventually excavated by the Irish, and Carpenter sends a pass along before an offsides is called on Notre Dame.
Yeah, we talk about the ebbs and flows. This game is definitely slowed down after that power play. Michigan could not get much going on that power play. I think one shot on it, but beside that, a little sloppy. And since then, it's been a little just back and forth. Not too many chances. We'll see if Nasr can win the faceoff here for Michigan and get them going something on the offensive zone.
And so far, as the faceoff has to be reset, it's been the opposite of what the Wolverines experienced in Cleveland. For the entire first half of that game, it was 0-0. Now, after the 4 goals were scored early in the first period, we've entered a period of a shutout. Neither team's allowing either team anything offensively. Winning the faceoff is Notre Dame. They retreat back into the Michigan zone. Lansdell trying to make a move on Edwards. Dump off pass to Bakic. And his behind-the-back move is picked up by Master Domenico before losing it to the Wolverines. 2-on-1 for Michigan. Philip Lapointe shoots one on Bischel. It's deflected. Notre Dame comes away with a nice defensive sequence by the Irish to limit the trouble on that fast break. Boltman up to Portillo. Portillo has to get down on his knees to stop that one. Fight for it in front of the net is controlled. Looks like by Portillo. There are 3 Wolverines in there, along with, it looked like Backage.
And Notre Dame just dumping the puck in. It took a little hop on Portillo. Wasn't able to settle down cleanly. But I just said it was a slow game, and then each team with a odd man rush opportunity, neither team could capitalize, and that ebbs and flows. This game has really been an exciting one. It's been many different aspects to it, and now Michigan has a defensive zone faceoff to deal with here.
It'll be 13 on 13. Hughes on Primo. They've seen each other a lot in this contest so far. It's won by Michigan. Luca Fantilli. Dump off Duke on the left side. Duke lifts one behind the Notre Dame net. Picked up by Blackman. Now Slaggert. Lieberman. Blackman behind the net. Notre Dame just trying to get it out. Duke makes a nice play to almost have the puck get into Michigan hands, and then he picks one off. Michigan setting up the offense here in the Notre Dame end. Hughes from Samoskevich. Now Holtz on the blue line. Inside to the screener Duke, but it's jarred away by Slaggert and Primo. Slaggert and Primo working that 2-man game on the fast break. It's lost. Luca Fantilli picks it up. He can't get it along the boards before it's picked up by Primo once again. Here comes Bavaro inside. A shot is deflected by Portillo. Nice job by the netminder. And the puck goes trickling back down into the Notre Dame end.
I believe that puck went behind Portillo and hit the post. He thought it went in for a second, and he was able to clear it away nicely.
Now it finds its way back to Portillo behind his net. Granowitz nearly had a shot at a fast break. Now they'll try to manufacture one with Estapa and Granowitz. Estapa shot is off the arm, it looked like, of the Notre Dame goaltender Bischel. And off the rebound, it's back into the Michigan zone. Estapa on the left side, Granowitz. Granowitz skating around, and a whistle blows. I think it'll be a tripping call because Mastro Domenico was on the ice. And I believe we'll have Nolan Moyle, the Michigan captain, heading to the box. Interference rather than tripping, but it'll be a 2-minute penalty just all the same.
Yeah, they're showing the replay of that puck hitting the post. It looks like it was deflected in front of Portillo. Off the post, stayed out.
And that's the second shot that's hit the post for Notre Dame. They've had a number of really good chances that have narrowly missed. Now Michigan is out shooting them 14-12, but I think the opportunities that Notre Dame has had have been better.
Yeah, it's been. I think it's still been even, but yeah, you're right. They had a couple post shots there, and now they have a power play with a clean ice sheet as they're cleaning the ice off now, halfway through the second period. So Notre Dame has a chance to get back in front using their power play. They're 1-for-1 on the power play with their 1 goal in the first period.
And hopefully for Michigan, Notre Dame ends up equaling Michigan once again in another category. They don't score on this power play, and Michigan's able to kill it. We've talked about these special teams all night so far, and it's for good reason. There is a huge discrepancy between these two teams, and I think it's something that Michigan really needs to take advantage of in this game if they want to win. It was tough for the Wolverines to let up that first power play goal because Notre Dame has not done a good job converting those all season long, but an opportunity to right that wrong. The game's still tied, so it's not in anybody's hands just yet, and if Michigan can kill this penalty, they're off to a good start for the rest of the game. 9:39 left in the second period. Still tied 2-2. Hunter Strand on the power play takes the faceoff from Gavin Brindley. They'll reset. Strand went too early. Brindley is the one whose stick touches the puck, but it stays with Drew Bavaro. Bavaro centers off to Janicki. Janicki left side, back up to Bavaro at the point. Bavaro skates along, dump off Lansdell. One-timer slap shot from Janicki. Goes wide of the net. Rebound stays with the Irish. Gavin Brindley does corral it off to Fantilli. Fantilli on the one-on-one trying to make something happen in the shorthanded possession. Eventually dumps the puck off behind the Notre Dame net, but Fantilli was trying to take on all of Notre Dame by himself.
And Michigan only has 1 shorthanded goal in the entire season. Try and get their second one there. Couldn't. Now here comes Notre Dame.
Bavaro to Strand. Holtz, nice play to pick that pass off. Sends it back down. 70 seconds left on the power play for Notre Dame. It's Slaggert on the right side. He's already scored today. Slaggert up the boards. Finds Justin Janicki. No, he doesn't. It's picked off. Jackson Hallam on the fast break for Michigan. Slows it down. Back towards Kiernan, and the pass is errant. Goes wide, and Holtz just has to fire it along. But it's picked up by Slaggert, and that puck went across the blue line before going back over the center line. So it'll be an offsides. Notre Dame could not advance the puck there.
Yeah, I don't know if that clear. Did it hit the linesman there on that clear and nearly stayed in? And almost a break for Notre Dame, but the faceoff will go outside. And
I think it might have, but it'll be the faceoff between Estapa and Primo on the dot farthest from us but closest to the Michigan zone. Blackman behind to Lieberman. Lieberman tries to pass up for Primo. He can't handle it. Edwards has possession behind the Michigan net. Sends it back down with 30 seconds left on the power play for Notre Dame. A nice kill so far by Michigan. Lieberman bothered by Ciccolini, but Lieberman keeps it up to Blackman. Now left side, Justin Janicki. Shot is wide left. Off the boards. Rebounded by Notre Dame before being picked up by Lieberman in the neutral zone. Right side, Janicki. Up to Blackman. Blackman dumps it off behind the Michigan net. Under 10 seconds left in the penalty kill for Michigan. But a shot in front by Primo is saved by Portillo, and with the clock running down on the power play, that was the best shot Notre Dame's had.
Yeah, good shot by Blackman, deflected by Primo on Portillo. Portillo making a good save. Yeah, you can't leave Primo out there, their leading scorer. Son of Keith Primo, 15-year NHL career, including some time here in Detroit. But Michigan on the penalty kill, they got Mark up in the slot there.
Off the face-off, the power play ends for Notre Dame, and Michigan wins it. Casey back to Fantilli. That's Luca Fantilli, the defenseman, in the Wolverine zone. Loose puck. Nobody's touched it in about 5 seconds. Comes to Moyle. Now Trevor Janicki loses it to Luca Fantilli. Fantilli up to Samoskevich, skating up the left side, now switches to center. A lost stick from Trevor Janicki keeps him out of the play. Samoskevich wheels behind the net, tries to find a teammate that's open before having it poked free by Boltman. Boltman, nice move, just shoves Samoskevich to the ground. Loses his stick, and a wild series of events leads to a Notre Dame shot that's deflected off Portillo. No penalty called, but it was a nice play by Boltman to get that puck free. And I think now we will have a penalty, maybe.
You can tell the crowd, the children did not like the lack of a call.
I think they will have a penalty.
I think they'll like that one, though.
It is a penalty called on Notre Dame. It'll be on Boltman, the defenseman.
I think they called too many men.
Oh, it is 2 minutes.
It's a bench minor. It was kind of hard to hear with the mic.
I think it is too many men on the ice then. I thought it was the penalty on Boltman shoving Samoskevich because
they did not call a penalty on that play.
It didn't really look like a hockey play, but there's kind of a delay as I think Notre Dame's coaching staff, led by head coach Jeff Jackson, is appealing the call. Jackson has played 18 seasons. He coached 18 seasons at Notre Dame. He's 10th all-time among active coaches with 572 wins. It will be Jack Adams to the box, who is credited with the Plinko goal, I'll call it, earlier in this game off of several Irishmen. Fantilli against Slaggert on the faceoff, 19-on-19. Michigan now on the power play. They're 1 for 2 so far. Slaggert sends it back down to Portillo. Portillo leaves it. It's picked up by Seamus Casey. Casey right side, Adam Fantilli. Michigan looking to take advantage of the power play. Casey left side, skating along the point. Left wing Brindley. Back up to Casey. Casey to Fantilli on the right side. That's dangerous. Nasr. Fantilli shot. Tried to get it to Rucker McGroarty, who is screening Bischel. It went wide and has to be picked up by Casey in the Michigan end. Nasr waits for a teammate. That's Brindley. It's dumped off to Gavin. He skates behind the net, finds Casey. Casey's shot is gloved by Bischel. McGroarty was in front screening him. I thought that had a chance of trickling in somehow, but a nice save by Bischel. It stays 2-2. 1:13 left on the power play for Michigan.
That was a good save with some traffic in front. He just snagged it with the glove. And Michigan's been moving the puck a little bit on this power play, and they got to keep moving it back and forth, getting it across, getting the Notre Dame defense moving in this last minute plus of the power play.
Janicki and TJ Hughes on the face-off. It slips away, but Ben Brinkman sends it back down the ice. It's retrieved by Ethan Edwards. Edwards takes it himself. Trying to find a teammate. Bad pass picked off by Brinkman. Brinkman to Janicki. Janicki with a one-on-one chance. Now support comes from TJ Hughes, and the shot is fought off on his stick by Portillo. Edwards, left side TJ Hughes. Pass is picked off once again. Trevor Janicki. Still 40 seconds left on the Notre Dame kill, but once again for the second straight power play that the Wolverines have had, Notre Dame, I think, has had more chances to score than the Wolverines have. And that's amplified. Dylan Duke just sends it back down the ice to the Notre Dame side, and they'll shoot it back up where Luca Fantilli will have to pick it up. Samiskevich, right side, gets around the defender. Samiskevich could have had a shot off the backside of his stick, but it's defended well by Notre Dame.
And then offsides here, couldn't hold the puck in, but that was a great chance there in front. Let's look at, they're going to show the replay up here on the video board. Samiskevich skating past, and
and he just slips.
Kind of lost control of the puck as he tried to get onto his backhand there. That's by far Michigan's best chance here on this power play, and probably since their last goal, I would say.
And both teams, Notre Dame had that nice chance with 7 seconds remaining on their power play. Teams get desperate towards the end of the opportunities they have. Both teams putting a good shot on goal. No goals, though, since the first half of the first period. Inside of 5 minutes, Notre Dame's going to return to full strength. Granowitz has the puck, though, for Michigan. Loses it away to Strand. Adams back on the ice. Fires one to Lieberman. Lieberman off the leg protector of Portillo. Rebound still being fought for. In front of the net, Strand. He'll slow it down, and Nolan Moyle finds it for Michigan. Granowitz now across center ice. Fast break for the Wolverines. Estapa in front is deflected by Blackman. A pass intended for Granowitz in front of the net is defended nicely by the Irish. Holtz has it, though, for Michigan in their own zone. Now across center ice. Jack Adams, defended by Kiernan. Kiernan forces a pass away in the right corner. Steve Holtz trying to get that puck out from 2 Notre Dame Irishmen. Still being fought for. Neither team can gain possession, both trying to keep it along the boards with their stick. It's finally dug out, kept by Bavaro of Notre Dame. Janicki, Bavaro, shot in front of the net, still being fought for. What's going on? And it's eventually saved by Michigan. Eric Portillo spread eagle across the ice, keeps that puck from going into the net.
Notre Dame with some good passing. There was the first shot there, showing the replay here. But Michigan has given up some open slots opportunities that happened again there.
That's at least, I'd say, 4 to 5 shots that were put on Portillo, and Notre Dame just could not put the puck in the net.
Including a great sprawling save with the pad. They didn't show us the replay there. I wanted to see it, but they didn't show it to us. They had Portillo making another good save, and then a big crowd there trying to jam it in.
3:47 left in the second period. Both teams' defenses, both teams' goalies playing extremely well since the first 4 goals of this game were scored. Off the faceoff, Michigan wins it. It comes off the stick of Kiernan, though. In front of the net, a shot dumped off by 23 for the Irish. Brady Bjork goes wide. Puck goes up the ice. Nick Lieberman fighting with LaPointe and Nasr for it in the Notre Dame end. In the right corner, Lieberman on the ground. Nasr has it. Bjork and it looks like 20 Pearson for Michigan fighting for it. And Ethan Edwards without a stick now, trying to gain possession of the puck for Michigan. He's just fighting with no stick, running around a couple Notre Dame Irishmen. Mastro Domenico now in the neutral zone. Plasinski lifts it into the boards. Behind the net, it's left for Pearson. Pearson on the left side. Across the neutral zone, Brindley, Gavin Brindley. Poked away by Mastro Domenico, stays in possession of the Wolverines. Now Brindley loses it to Janicki. Lansdell along the right side of the boards, picked up by Casey. Casey, Kiernan, big check into the boards from Lansdell on Kiernan. Back down towards the Michigan zone, Seamus Casey, and Casey is sent flying into the boards by Bakich of Notre Dame. Mastro Domenico's shot is way above the head of Portillo. It's gathered by Brindley. Excuse me, McGroarty gathers that one. Bakich steals it away. Comes across center ice. Both teams just can't keep the puck in their possession for any length of time. On the left side now, Michigan has it. Lifts a pass. Picked off by Slaggert, now Bavaro. Now Fantilli. Now Bavaro. Neither team can keep possession. A falling Fantilli tries to get it away from Bavaro. A little bit of jawing at each other. Slaggert also in there for Notre Dame, and a whistle.
Yeah, right. Neither team has been able to really establish much. We've had a couple chances here and there in this period, but for the most part, it's been just high octane back and forth, bouncing pucks, hits, physical play, which is what you expect in such a big rivalry as Michigan-Notre Dame late in the season.
Michigan wins the faceoff. 1:48 remaining in the second period. Still 2-2. Slaggert fighting for it with Primo. Notre Dame trying to get it out of their zone. Behind the net is Bavaro. Left side. Up the boards. Gloved by Holtz. And I think that one went across the blue line offsides.
Yeah, it looked like it from our angle. We're just a little bit off center of the blue line. So the faceoff will come outside of the zone. And Notre Dame has upped their shots. I just realized it's 21-15 shots in favor of Notre Dame. They've really upped it here in this late in the second period.
Definitely, Notre Dame has been able to put a lot more pucks on net. In a lot of those scrambles, too, they've gotten a lot of rebounds. Michigan hasn't been able to keep a puck that goes off of one of Portillo's protectors. Off the faceoff, there's a prolonged fight for the puck. Nolan Moyle still fighting for it with Primo. Eventually, Pearson gloves it, but now it's still along the boards. Justin Janicki knocks it back towards the Notre Dame end. Brinkman quickly tries to gather it. Estapa gets it for Michigan. Edwards skating along the point, bothered by Slaggert, nearly goes across the blue line, stays with the Wolverines. Slaggert fighting with Estapa on the right side. A minute left in the second period. Michigan, a prolonged offensive possession. Granowitz left side, looking for Edwards. Now Pearson, a shot is wide. Eventually finds its way off the rebound of Granowitz. Bavaro off the mishandled pass. Bavaro dump off. Justin Janicki shot wide right. Rebound ends up with Michigan and Mackie Samoskevich. Mackie up the left side. Wheels around. Finds right side Kieran, and a shot goes off the post. Samoskevich off the rebound has it again. Trying to skate through two Irishmen. Looking for a shot. Now looking for a teammate. Pass is picked off by Jack Adams of Notre Dame, but Jack Adams, a wild pass to Edwards, is fought for and lost. And across the blue line, a lifted pass by Edwards, I think goes off the boards and out of play just for a moment. So with 7.9 seconds left, there'll be a face-off in the circle closest to us. Michigan has another shot to put a shot on goal.
And we'll see if they draw something up quickly here. With the face-off, Fantilli going to take the draw for Michigan.
Fantilli wins the face-off for the Wolverines. Quickly, Casey needs to get a shot off. Gets it through the legs of Trevor Janicki and nearly through the 5-hole of Ryan Bischel. But with 3 seconds left, The Notre Dame netminder gloves it, and we'll have another face-off.
So obviously a big save. You got to go in this period tied if you're Notre Dame. Can't give up a quick one here with 3 seconds to go. You'll probably get one more chance here. Adam Fantilli directing traffic behind him for this draw.
Fantilli will take the face-off again. Trevor Janicki as well for Notre Dame. 3.2 seconds left in the second period. Still a tie game. 3 Notre Dame defensemen in front of the net, just trying everything in their power to not have a goal go in at the end of the second period. And off the face-off, Fantilli winds a shot on the rebound. A shot from Brindley is deflected, and that's the end of the second period. Still a tie game. Still that 2-2 score that we had at the end of the first period. Both teams' defenses, both teams' goaltenders have shut down the opposing offenses for the last 30 minutes of game time. And Peter, as we exit the second period, headed for the third, Michigan really needs to win this first game. You don't want to be put in a position tomorrow night where you have to win that game to keep your second seed in the Big Ten. And they have an opportunity to do it. They've kept Notre Dame in check for the most part since those early 2 goals. What do they need to do in the third period? We've seen them be better on defense through that second period and half of the first period, but the offense is kind of shut down. How do we get that mix in the third?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the defensively focused first. They have been. I think they are better, like you said. They did leave a couple guys open in the slot that made forced Portillo to make some good saves on some guys in this that got in on space. So they got cleaned that up defensively. Taggart guys in the slot. As we got the Scoro Meyer. Sorry, got distracted. We'll see if this student can win some money for Meyer, but that's beside the point. So offensively for Michigan, I think they just got to. You keep using their speed. We saw it a couple times. They've been getting past and getting some good opportunities, and then I think missed. I'm sorry. This Meyer Scoro is always exciting.
They're always fun.
They always got the fun.
He just missed that little slot on the goal. We'll see if he can hit it from the center line. It's a slow shot. That one is in.
It.
Oh man!
Wow.
How much does he get for Meyer? $10?
That's my guess. They don't give out.
They didn't specify the amount. I think they did before, but we weren't paying attention. But
yeah, they don't give
this
out.
kid just shot from the center line and got it into a tiny little slot in the goal. I've been to a ton of games at Yost this season, and I think it's very rare that somebody hits that shot. He actually got 2 attempts at it. I've seen most people only get 1.
Maybe it was close. They decided to give another one, made him go further back, but
and he makes him pay. I don't know if we're going to get anyone from the Michigan Daily. There's 11 minutes left in the second intermission, so we may take a break. Not much to talk about regarding this game. We will have this game on WCBN 1 on YouTube tomorrow night at 8 p.m. It's an 8 p.m. puck drop, not 7 like they have been for most of the season. It's senior night. It'll be Adam Bressler, Amir Bektash, and Kobe Siegel on the call for WCBN tomorrow night. That should be a very exciting game, as this one has been. I mean, anytime these two teams play, it seems like it's a barn burner. It's always very exciting. They don't like each other. We mentioned this rivalry is as old as Michigan hockey. It's in its 100th year. I think it's 100 years and 20 days to the first playing of that first matchup between these two teams. Michigan does have the series lead. According to the University of Michigan, they've won 85 games against 68 losses and 4 ties. According to the University of Notre Dame, it's 84, 70, and 5. I wonder what the discrepancy is there, that Notre Dame counts 2 wins, Michigan doesn't.
It's a nice quirk of college sports. You get those different, you have in football, you have the claimed championships, and in hockey, the way they do things, especially with the ties and shootouts, all that stuff, which is always fun, a fun quirk that this that the collegiate game brings. Yeah, that's gonna be a big game tomorrow. From Ohio State, Minnesota will be done by the time this game starts. So, depending on how this game goes tonight, Michigan will probably know whether or not they have to win tomorrow, based off of if Minnesota or Ohio State wins, whether or not for them to clinch that second seed and host Wisconsin next weekend in the first round of the Big Ten tournament.
And we've mentioned Notre Dame and their record. And I mentioned Jeff Jackson earlier, their head coach. I said he's the 10th all-time winningest coach in NCAA Division I hockey history, college hockey history. He has 572 wins. nobody active has more than that. He's led Notre Dame to 8 conference championships, 3 in the regular season. Their last was in the 2019 Big Ten Tournament. Some of those conference championships date back to the CCHA, when all these Big Ten schools, before Big Ten sponsored hockey, were in the CCHA. Notre Dame, under Jackson, has had 43 players selected in the NHL draft, 3 first-rounders, and 33 U.S. National Team Development Program players have matriculated at Notre Dame. That's in contrast to Brandon Naurato, who's currently in his first year as head coach of Michigan. And not to mention that Jackson actually coached 6 years prior to his 18 seasons that he spent at Notre Dame at Lake Superior State. So it's a battle of experience and a lack of experience on Naurato's part in this game that I think might be playing into how Notre Dame is playing tonight. They're definitely playing better than their 14-14-4 record is indicating, and that's perfectly even 500 for the Irish on the season.
Yeah, definitely, and we talk about, and the Big Ten is just such a tough conference, so that 14-14-3 record, a little misleading just because of the quality of play that they have to go up against on a nightly basis, on a weekly basis. You know, Michigan number 4, you have Minnesota, who's a favorite every year to win not only the Big Ten, but to compete for national championships. So for so Notre Dame, you're right, they played well today. I think this is going to be an exciting third period, a lot of action to come. We'll see how it plays out. I think it'll play out similarly, more of an even game on both sides. It's been pretty even so far. Overall, Notre Dame leads by 3 in the shot categories, and besides that, it's been really just like no team has really dominated like a 5 to 10 minute stretch. They've been making little swings back and forth throughout this hockey game, which is what you expect when you have a big rivalry game. Notre Dame's won 7 of 8 here, like you mentioned, so that they feel comfortable playing in this building, which is a very hostile place to play, and which adds to the importance for Michigan to win tonight, win tomorrow, so they can make sure they play as many games in the Big Ten tournament in this building as they can.
Absolutely. We've got about 6.5 minutes in the second intermission. We'll take a break for about 4 or 5 before we bring you a very exciting, like Peter said, third period of college hockey. Michigan and Notre Dame tied 2-2. You won't want to miss the third period. Stay tuned. And we're back. WCBN Sports coverage continues on YouTube of this exciting college hockey matchup between Notre Dame and Michigan. The Golden Domers went up 2-1 in the first period before Michigan equalized it, and it stayed that way for 30 minutes of game time. Still Michigan 2, Notre Dame 2. About a minute and a half left in intermission, and we'll get set for an exciting third period with the possibility of bonus hockey waiting on the other end. These two teams have played a very even game. Notre Dame really only outpacing Michigan in shots, and a lot of those have just come on rebounds rather than more opportunities for the Irish. It's just been shots that Eric Portillo hasn't been able to save. Teams are coming back out onto the ice now, and like I said, this game has been a lot of fun to cover. Thank you to all of our supporters out there that give us the opportunity to broadcast Michigan hockey live, as we often do from Yost Ice Arena, and also from all across the Midwest. We've been to Lake Superior State this year. We've been to South Bend, and we're planning on covering the postseason tournament for you all when we get there. But for now, 30 seconds left until puck drop for the third period to begin. Peter.
Hey, you mentioned it. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. I was just going to ask, what do you think Michigan needs to do to finally get ahead in this game?
I think they need to maintain the energy, keep pace with Notre Dame, because Notre Dame has been staying active, staying energized. Both teams have. It's been a really fun back and forth game. So I think they need to just maintain the energy, keep using their speed. We talked about their speed. Maybe try to get another power play. Try to draw a penalty, and actually, and they struggled the past couple power plays they've had. But try to get back to their basics, take advantage of Notre Dame's lackluster penalty kill on the season, and take the lead through some special teams.
Fantilli against Primo for the opening faceoff of the third period is won by Notre Dame. A slipping Justin Janicki can't get it. Looked like the fresh Zamboni ice caught him, and he fell flat on his face. It'll be an icing for Notre Dame as the pass went wide of anyone else.
A lot of players have slipped. Some noticed that in the second period.
A lot of players
hopping around too.
A lot of players were slipping for Michigan on the outside ice in Cleveland. I would hope that the quality of the ice is better indoors here at Yost. Primo and Brindley take the face-off from the far circle on the Notre Dame end. Michigan wins it, but in the scramble for the puck, Notre Dame has it. Eventually, Edwards pokes it free and chucks it back down, where Chase Blackman will have to retrieve for the Irish. McGroarty makes a nice play, poking it out. Brindley in front, off the pass from McGroarty. Couple pokeouts by both teams. Eventually, Brindley has it again. Trying to manufacture something. Fantilli shot just above the net. And Fantilli still hasn't gotten active in this game. He's only had 2 games this season, 25 out of 27, where he's been held pointless. He has not scored a goal or scored an assist today. McGroarty, 1 against 3. A weak shot goes in the leg protector of Bischel. It's kept by Notre Dame off the rebound. Lansdale lifts one, trying to find a teammate. Trevor Janicki's around the area. Shot goes wide of the net from Solog Bakic. Lansdale fighting with Duke now on the left side. Casey Samiskevich. Backwards, number 6. Jake Boltman handles it for Notre Dame. The defenseman digs it out of the Notre Dame zone. Eventually Lansdale. Now Trevor Janicki on the left wing. Kiernan pokes it free. Samiskevich comes away with it. Tries a pass that's picked off again by Bakic. Neither team, again, able to have a lengthy offensive possession. Both been playing some sloppy hockey in the first 90 seconds of this third period. Another one sent back down the ice. Kiernan picks it up. Kiernan lifts it. Now Bavaro behind Bischel, his goalie. Right side, Luca Fantilli intercepts a pass. His pass intercepted by Drew Bavaro. Bavaro, left side, Jack Adams, has scored today on a ricochet. Fantilli behind the Michigan net finds Stephen Holtz. Holtz, Ciccolini. Ciccolini now skating in front of Portillo. Left side, Fantilli. Lieberman deflects that pass and finds its way back to Fantilli. Neither team's able to really advance out of their own defensive zone and keep possession. Holtz, wrister, that goes into the glove of Bischel. Another save for the senior Notre Dame goalie.
Yeah, back and forth. Yeah, you're right. It's been a lot between the blue lines, a lot of poke checks. We saw in the that sequence they're here to start this third period. With Michigan just getting that puck on net, making Bishel make the save, and see if Brindley can win the faceoff and get something set up for the Wolverines.
Face-off is forced to be redone. Brindley and Carpenter face off. Won by Brindley. Fantilli. Pass left side Edwards. Edwards loose with the puck. Shoots it across the boards. Fantilli checked by Lieberman and loses it. A pass by Williams is kept by Michigan, but eventually it's Plasinski who has it. Sends it back down. Fast break for Brady Bjork. One-on-one. Stops. Fires. Keaton Pearson. Great block on that shot to stop the Notre Dame fast break before it really even started. Boltman at the point. Shoots. Fires. Loses it. And Brady Bjork on the rebound attempt has his shot gloved by Portillo. Tyler Carpenter in front of the net fighting with Ethan Edwards and Gavin Brindley. Stoppage in play. Another face-off in the Wolverine end.
And for the most part, we mentioned that they're at the end of the play. It's been a physical game between whistles, but after the whistles, for the most part, not a lot of pushing and shoving. They've been keeping it clean. And Michigan's second most penalized team in the league, in the nation. They got to keep it clean, and they've been doing that so far today. Besides
another face-off, won by Michigan and Mark Estapa on Chase Primo, but Notre Dame finds the puck anyways. A pass by Primo intended for Janicki is lost. Nolan Moyle picks it up, trying to just stay in possession of the puck. A battle for it right in front of us is eventually won by the Wolverines. A sharp pass along the boards by Moyle is kept by Mastro Domenico of Notre Dame. He's checked, almost loses it, gets it away to Primo. Now Moyle. Back to Boltman, the Notre Dame defenseman. And that puck goes up over the boards into the student section. 16-16 left in the third period. It's been a while, Peter, since we saw one of those pucks go into the fan section.
Yeah, I think that's the second one in the Children of Yost, and we had a couple in the first period.
Now a face-off on the far dot from us, closest to the Notre Dame side. Janicki and TJ Hughes, won by Janicki. Here's Notre Dame. Ben Brinkman tries to fire a pass to his teammate. That's Bakic. Bakic can't have it. And Edwards eventually ends up with it before he shoots one down. It's deflected before it can be called an icing. In front of the net, a shot from Dylan Duke is blocked by Bishel. Off the rebound, Notre Dame and Michigan still fighting for it on the left side of the boards now. In the left corner, it's dug out. Here's Bavaro. Just lazily sends one back down the ice. We'll see if it's an icing. It will be. And more slow play to start this third period.
Yeah, it's definitely slowed down since that first period, those first 8 minutes. It's really settled down. Both teams playing a more defensive mindset. Notre Dame, one of the better defensive teams in the country. They don't score a lot, but they do not allow a ton either.
Well, when you have Ryan Bishel in net, you don't really have to score that often.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the best goaltenders in the country, first nationally in saves, third in save percentage. Off the faceoff, Michigan wins, but a whistle. I think it'll be a cross-check. Interference on Eric Ciccolini, sends him to the box for 2 minutes.
We'll see if this could get something sustained, in this case for Notre Dame. But yeah, right off the draw, interference called. Narado not happy with that call. Neither are the children.
Another power play for Notre Dame. We've talked about their troubles scoring on the power play all night. They do have a goal tonight, though. So the special teams have been coming through for Notre Dame, and now they have a chance to break this deadlock that we've seen for now 40 minutes of game time. Primo and Estapa facing off. It's got to be redrawn. 15:36 remaining in the third period. Notre Dame still full complement on that power play, a full 2 minutes. Estapa puts his shoulder into Primo, and whoa, a wild attempt at sending it back down the boards is made by Kiernan. It's gathered by Lieberman, kind of a superhuman effort by Lieberman to keep that from going into the neutral zone. Lieberman across the point, dumps off Blackman. Blackman, nice pass to Janicki, but he can't hold on. Still keeps it, though. Back to Lieberman, left side. Skating across to center. Lieberman dumps it off to the screener, Slaggert, but it goes up over Portillo's head on the rebound. And now Jay Kiernan can send it back down the ice. Nice 30 seconds of kill, but a forward pass up to Slaggert gets it all the way back down towards the faceoff circles for Notre Dame on the left side. Now Lieberman skating from left to right. Trying to find a man. Nice poke of the stick by Ethan Edwards to keep that pass from getting to its intended target. Primo recovers, though, off the rebound. Dumps it off Slaggert. Justin Janicki. Blackman now at the point. Chase Blackman to Justin Janicki in front of the net. Blackman inside. Primo off the post. Oh, man, he had a wide open shot at the net. And for the third time, the post has been an extra goalie for the Michigan Wolverines. Now Brindley has an opportunity for a fast break. Brindley skating out in front of 2-on-2, has to avoid the offsides with Fantilli. Fantilli almost had a chance for a one-timer, but it's deflected nicely by Jack Adams, and Stephen Holtz sends it back down behind the Notre Dame net. 30 seconds left on this power play, and once again Notre Dame has had another chance to score, but their shot just hits the left post. Portillo sits on one that gets sent back down towards him, and with 13:57 left in the third period, 21 seconds left on the power play, Michigan avoiding disaster on the kill.
Yeah, Primo worked his way from the dot right into the slot. Michigan didn't mark him, and he was wide open. Portillo was not there. That was a wide open goal if he had just a little bit more on it.
Nasr wins the faceoff for Michigan. Bavaro up to Adams. Adams in front of the net, puts one in. Over Portillo's head, same spot from Primo, but Adams lifts it just enough to put it in, and Notre Dame converts on their second power play of the day.
Once again, Adams, he was able to he had the puck down near the goal line. He just was able to walk in and roof it, and it got stuck on the inner crossbar past Portillo, and the Fighting Irish back in front. It's 3-2. He was just able to walk in.
That'll be the second goal of the night for Jack Adams. That is his first.
Or his first goal. Remember that he was credited with all the stuff in the first
he did
period.
get discredited. Yeah. I was going to say that's going to be his first multi-goal game as a Golden Domer, but I guess not. First goal for Jack Adams. Samiskevich off the faceoff quickly. Rips one on the right side, is deflected by Bischel, and off the rebound, it ends up back in the Michigan zone. Nice forecheck by Bakich to try and get away from Luca Fantilli. Fantilli stays with it, finds TJ Hughes, but that pass hits Hughes' skate and ends up out of play once again. They will credit the assist on that goal from Adams to Drew Bavaro and Jesse Lansdell. So it'll be a multi-point game for Lansdell. He's got a goal and an assist.
Yeah, I think that puck might have hit Holtz right in that, deflected into the corner of the net on that goal, but doesn't matter how it goes in. If you're Notre Dame, you're in front. That's all that matters.
It's 3-2, 6.5 minutes into the third period. Adams fires one back down. This time it's wide of the net. LaPointe set to retrieve for Michigan. Excuse me, that was Pearson. Strand up to McGroarty. Edwards behind the net. Pearson once again. Strand. Notre Dame, applying an aggressive forecheck, just not allowing Michigan to get back into the offensive zone. Now Adam Fantilli has it, and he'll center it across center ice. Right wing Edwards, checked by Finn Williams. Big hit from Williams. Brady Bjork has it, but it's poked away by Seamus Casey. Bjork fighting forward with Brindley and Casey. Couple of freshmen doing battle. Now another freshman picks it up. It's Finn Williams. Wheels around. Lieberman on the left side. Right side, Blackman. Shot is deflected off of Portillo's stick. Rebound goes to Seamus Casey. Casey, Edwards behind the net. McGroarty on the left side. Rips one. It's a pass to Fantilli. Almost ends up into the Michigan bench. Fantilli has no choice but just to send it back down. Michigan gets a line change. Icing on the puck back down the boards. 12-13 left. We'll have a face-off in the Notre Dame zone, and Michigan now needs to get aggressive after being shut down for the last 40 minutes of game time.
And Michigan was able to play the game that Notre Dame was playing when the score was tied, but you're right. Down 1 now, 12-13 to go. Michigan's got to up the ante here, get more pressure on the Notre Dame defense.
12-13 left in the third period. Nasr will take the face-off against Tyler Carpenter. Nasr wins it, stays with Michigan. Shot from Holtz at the blue line is deflected by a couple Notre Dame defensemen. Rebound stays with Michigan. Hallam fighting forward with Ciccolini along the glass behind the goalie Bischel. Ciccolini comes away with it. Stephen Holtz. Another shot is gloved this time by Bischel. 2 shots from the center of the blue line from Steve Holtz are defended nicely by the senior netminder.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. Win the face-off, keep the puck in the zone. Maybe Michigan will try and get a little more presence in front of Bischel because he's gonna make those saves, those open saves to the point. There's nobody in front of him. You gotta get deflections, cause some havoc in front.
And you mentioned it, Peter, and I mentioned it before. Bischel is saving 93% of the shots on goal. He has led the country now up to 1,035 saves. That was his 20th save. He stared down Stephen Holtz as he gloved that one right in front of the net. Holtz has it off the face-off. Notre Dame forced it back into the Michigan end. Duke, right side, with Primo covering him. Now up to Luca Fantilli. Fantilli up the boards behind the net. Picked up by Notre Dame in the right corner. Now the left side of the board, stopped before crossing over the blue line by Pearson, kept by Duke. Hughes, again Pearson tries to make it so that Michigan doesn't have to retreat, but they will. It'll cross center ice. Line changes for both sides. Here's Keaton Pearson. Pearson tries to make a pass. It's intercepted by Ben Brinkman. Still ends up with Samaskevich. Samaskevich, a pass is too wide to the right side of Estapa. Notre Dame comes away with it. Bavaro fighting with Estapa for the puck. Bavaro ended up on the ice for a moment, loses it. Now Ethan Edwards skating along the blue line. Across the boards to Moyle. Now Edwards. He has it poked away by Strand. Notre Dame, though, can't keep it. Granowitz. Nick Granowitz back into the Wolverine end. Seamus Casey checks into the game, and a pass to Edwards is off Edwards' skate. Nearly picked up by Bakic of Notre Dame. That could have been disastrous. Granowitz on the right side. Up to Casey left side. Seamus stops. Avoids the hit from Bakic, but he loses the puck. Lansdell. Nice move by Granowitz to get get that puck away from Lansdell. Sent back down the right side, picked up by Notre Dame and Lieberman. Bakic sends it back down. It's a foot race before it'll be called an icing. Trevor Janicki tried to get all the way back to prevent that puck from slingshotting back into the Notre Dame end, but Michigan again inside of 10 minutes now in the third period will have another chance. They need another chance to get another goal on the board.
And it's starting to put the pressure. The puck has really been staying towards them, towards our right, towards the Notre Dame side a bit more in this period. They definitely need to, as the referee fixing the water bottle for the netminder Bischel to the crowd's enjoyment.
The referees can't figure out that water bottle.
Yeah, they're just taking it out now, I guess.
I think it's empty, and they're going to refill it, it looks like, but I don't know. Are they going to wait for it? No.
No, he's without a water bottle.
Face off between Janicki and Fantilli. We'll see if the lack of a water bottle plays any factor in Bischel's performance the rest of the game. Brindley loses it in the left corner to Lieberman. Checked by Fantilli. He can't hang on to the puck. Eventually, Casey gloves it. Whistle blows. We'll see what the call is.
Inadvertent whistle, maybe?
I have no idea what the call is there. Maybe it hit the high part of the stick. I don't know. There's no penalty coming.
But they're going to clean the ice anyway.
They're going to take immediate timeout. 9:44 left in the third period. Michigan down 2-3. And Peter, what does Michigan need to do on offense? Because they have been stonewalled since the first period, not only by Bischel, but by the Notre Dame defense.
I think they got to make it difficult for Bischel. We talked about multiple times that Bischel's a 93% save percentage. you're not going to get goals on him without traffic in front. Michigan's got to put pressure in front, get some physicality in front of him, make him have to look around to have to see the shooting lanes, and you got to get pucks to the net and make him work here. Only 22 shots in this game total. You're going to need more if you want to get the tie game, obviously, and they keep attacking and they put the pucks to the net with some traffic and get a deflection. We've seen some deflections already today, and Michigan might need another one today as well.
And if that offense is going to come from anyone, I'd bet on Adam Fantilli. I said earlier that he is being held pointless right now. Only 2 games this season where he hasn't had a goal or an assist. He's going to take this face-off once we get back underway. And if there is anyone that can lift this game for Michigan into a win, it's Adam Fantilli, the nation's leading point getter, the nation's leading assist man, tied for 4th in goals this season, is Adam Fantilli, the prospective number 2 pick in the NHL draft. He's got 19 goals this season, looking for a 20th or possibly a 31st assist. Anything to get this game tied up and have Michigan in position to secure a win.
He's also been 7 for 11 in the dot here, so he's been doing well there, and they're going to need to win some face-offs and continue to win as he wins another one.
Wins it, but it's shot around by Jay Kiernan. Fought for in the right corner by Gavin Brindley and Seamus Casey, along with a couple Golden Domers. Eventually, Casey has a shot that goes wide right. Kiernan has it. Tries to get it along the boards to Fantilli behind the net. Shot by McGroarty is wide. Great opportunity for Michigan, but McGroarty just misses a shot on the left side. And off the deflection, it eventually finds its way back to Bischel, who puts a glove on it.
Yeah, they're chances that we talked about Michigan needs. Getting the puck into the slot, firing a one-timer. And it looks like there might have been a Notre Dame defender in front, but the puck did go wide. Just got to keep that up if you're Michigan, if you want to tie this game here, as we're nearing the 9 minutes to go.
9:17 left in the 3rd period. Michigan still down 2-3. Notre Dame wins the faceoff. It's Primo, dumps it off behind the net to Portillo. No Irish can get to it there. Hallam. Up to Nasr. Nasr trying to get it to Ciccolini, but it's poked away by Janicki, Justin Janicki. Nice effort on the poke check to avoid a Michigan break. Hallam retrieves it in the neutral zone. Nasr back to Luca Fantilli in the Michigan end. Fantilli, left side, intended for Ciccolini, goes wide. Picked up by Lieberman behind the Notre Dame goal. Blackman on the right side. Trying to set something up for Notre Dame, but a pass into Adams is nearly picked off by Edwards. Couldn't corral it. It ended up back to Jack Adams, who took a shot, went wide right. Off the rebound, puck goes all the way back down after a series of touches to Bischel, who puts another glove on the puck for another save.
Yeah, Notre Dame opening up a little bit, had a good chance there. I don't think Portillo got anything. I think it just went wide. And Michigan back in the offensive zone. And like we said, puck's been here most of this period, and they got to keep it here and tie this game.
Now under 8.5 minutes off the faceoff, Fantilli wins it. TJ Hughes wins it, but Edwards can't handle the puck, loses it. Hunter Strand on the fast break. Only one man to beat, has to slow down, spin around. Strand in front of the net. Nice save by Portillo, and a second shot by Solanoff goes away. Portillo, 2 nice saves. Still off the rebound, puck is free. Another save off the Strand shot. Portillo sits on the puck. 3 quick saves in succession by the Michigan goaltender. Keeps it a 3-2 ball game, hockey game.
Now the clock never started on that faceoff, and it looks like they're trying to get the attention of the officials who did not notice that the clock did not start. I got that's 8:02 to go. The scoreboard says 8:23. I don't know if they're going to try and fix it.
They're going to have to take a minute to do it. But Peter, that shot by Strand, he kind of spun around and didn't take the initial shot. A little bit strange decision making by Strand there.
It looks like we might have a delay because of that clock, but you're right. Notre Dame with a good rush there, using that speed getting in front, but Portillo making some big save, crucial saves here. We're going to put 8:01 on the clock, so I was close. 8:02, 8:01.
Well, if you're doing a better job timekeeping than they are, I don't think it's that much of a problem.
We'll see. Yeah, now we can get back in the action. But definitely a quick breather there after that rush with the time issues, and can Michigan take advantage?
There'll be a Stoppa and Finn Williams on the faceoff. Off the faceoff, the puck goes in front of the net to Portillo, but it's rebounded by Moyle. Finn Williams knocks him into the glass, and Moyle loses it. Up to Bjork from a pass from Carpenter. And now it's back behind the Michigan net. Michigan just needs to get a extended series on offense here. Try and get some more shots on goal. Can't get it out of their own zone, though. Estapa fighting for the puck. Moyle now in front off the rebound. A shot from Bjork is deflected by a couple Michigan defenders, and they're skating too close to Portillo. They need to get it out of there. Casey does. Now Casey into the neutral zone. Skating alongside three Irishmen. Casey, his shot goes wide left of the net. Stays with Michigan off the rebound. Moyle inside. Now a shot from Holtz, wide left. Big slap shot from Stephen Holtz. Another opportunity for Michigan missed. Now Notre Dame intercepts a pass within the neutral zone. It's Lansdell. Had a chance at a fast break, but Michigan got back. Brindley in front of Brinkman bothers the shot enough that, Boltman can't send the howitzer in front of the net. And off a couple of deflections, it ends up with Adam Fantilli. Lazy pass from Fantilli. Justin Janicki nearly picks it off. It would have been a one-on-one situation. But off the deflection, it ends up with Holtz.
We've seen a couple lazy passes here, one on the penalty kill, and almost one there, costing a big break for Notre Dame.
Deflected pass from Luca Fantilli to his brother Adam is picked up by Notre Dame. Now Boltman on the left side. Boltman a shot deflected by Strand in front of the net, the screener. Strand comes away with it. Boltman, right side now. His shot goes wide from the left side. Fantilli on the fast break. Nice pocket pass into TJ Hughes in front of the net. And his shot is deflected, and Hughes ended up ramming the net in front of Bischel. See if he's okay. Looks like that's Luca Fantilli, his brother, actually. It wasn't TJ Hughes.
Yeah, Luca Fantilli did a great job crashing the net there. I don't think he was pushing in that. I think he was just going at such a high rate of speed, trying to get that pass in front. And Notre Dame 27-25 on the shot count. Michigan's had a couple shots that missed the net. They got to get the pucks on net. You got to make Bischel have to work here with 6:05 to go.
And it looked like Luca was hurting a little bit, but he's not going to the trainers section of the bench. He's still staying in with the rest of his players. But that's a pass that those two kids have probably practiced their whole lives growing up in Canada. Adam to Luca just out in front of him a little bit too much for the shot to go wide. Great opportunity for Michigan. Now here's Seamus Casey off the faceoff that Michigan won. Bavaro up to Slaggert. Slaggert passes to himself off the boards. Now drops off to Solanoff, but it's an offsides. Another faceoff upcoming. 5:49 left in the third period. Michigan looks to be a bit more urgent in their shot selection so far. They need to be. They're down by 1 goal.
Yeah, definitely need to be, and we're getting close to the point where you start thinking about pulling Portillo and going 6-on-5. They still got a few minutes before that point, but
Michigan loses the faceoff and ends up with Ben Brinkman. Pearson, though, corrals a pass along the boards behind the Michigan net. Samiskevich can't keep it in his stick, loses it to Solanoff, but along the boards, Kiernan to Pearson is the action that follows. Nasr up the middle, tried to do what TJ Hughes did earlier, but I think it'll be called an offsides.
I don't think the crowd agrees with that offside call, but Michigan, you could tell they're getting a little urgent, pushing the puck. Nasr there was trying to speed into the zone and got caught offsides.
5:25 left now. Fresh skaters for Michigan. We've seen a lot of Luca Fantilli and Stephen Holtz since Luke Hughes and Jacob Truscott have not dressed for this game. They are the third defensive pairing, normally would be the fourth, but with those injuries, they've seen a lot more time on ice as they have the past couple weekends. TJ Hughes. Faceoff is won by Michigan, but Hughes loses it. Now it's back to Holtz in the Michigan end. Holtz tries a pass up to Ciccolini. Can't get to him. Plasinski along the boards for Notre Dame. Tries to get it to Jack Adams. Luca Fantilli, a nice job to dig it out. Slap shot by, a wrister by Ciccolini is wide left off the rebound. Still 6 around the net, but Notre Dame does a good job sending it back out. Halem behind the blue line. Now Ciccolini. Ciccolini, a nice burst of energy off the bench. Now Halem on the right side, trying to find a teammate to pass it to. Bothered by 2 Irish. Ciccolini digs it out. Now in the right corner. Behind the goal. Still being fought for. Possession finally ends up with Michigan. Holtz on the left side. Casey on the right side. Nice couple stick moves by Casey, but his pass goes off the leg of Janicki. Along the boards, Jack Adams keeps it for Notre Dame. Now Justin Janicki lifts it. Can't advance the puck with no teammates around him. Casey will have it for Michigan. Now Brindley quickly up the right side. Along the boards, finds McGroarty. McGroarty checked by Mastrodomenico, but Mastrodomenico falls down instead of McGroarty. Nobody there on the pocket pass from Rutger inside, but off a couple of deflections, it stays with Michigan. In the right corner, Casey, wrister in front of the net. No! Michigan can't put it in. That puck was hanging in the slot for a few seconds, it felt like. And Notre Dame sends it back down the ice. 2 big opportunities for Michigan. And children of Yost will call Ryan Bischel lucky.
Yeah, that was a great chance in the slot, pressure in front like we talked about, and that's a great stick, it looked like, by Taylor Janicki. Yep, he saved a goal.
Man.
He saved a goal right there with that great stick check right in the slot. Wide open opportunity. Defended away.
Another close call for Michigan. We've had a couple of close calls. Notre Dame's had 3 off the post. Michigan's had 2 just misses in front of the net. And it's still a 3-2 ball game. Notre Dame leads, lifts one up into the Michigan end. Pearson retrieves it. Nasr, right side. Nasr trying to skate around traffic, but he's got the puck poked out by Notre Dame, and they send it back down. Pearson. Notre Dame not very interested in playing offense, having that 1-goal lead with 3 minutes left. More content just hounding Michigan on the defensive end. Samaskevich loses it, picked up by Slaggert. That pressure pays off for Notre Dame. Solanov loses it. Nice poke check by Jake Kiernan. Now Samaskevich fighting for it. Held, it looked like, by Slaggert. No penalty called. Children of Yost don't like it. Now under 3 minutes. Casey at center ice. Samaskevich across the blue line. Pass to Edwards is lost, but gathered by Nasr. Now off the skate, and it looks like we're going to have a delayed penalty whenever Notre Dame touches the puck. So Michigan has a shot here, and there is the penalty called. So Michigan will have a power play for the last 2 minutes. There's 2 minutes and 29 seconds left in the third period.
Let's see what they call. Interference is a call. It looks like Naruto is going to call a timeout for Michigan.
And this is big for Michigan. The player going to the box is Nick Lieberman, the captain of the Fighting Irish, and he has been a great defenseman tonight for the Wolverines. He's going to be off the ice for 2 minutes. 2 of the last 2.5 minutes will not feature Notre Dame's #1 defenseman. Lieberman's played 142 games, and he won't be there for some of the biggest moments in this game. Michigan will have a power play.
If you're Michigan, at what point do you keep Portillo? Do you pull Portillo? Do you start 6-on-4 here? It looks like
it's an interesting decision. I think
it looks like they're pulling him. Portillo is going to be pulled to start.
And they pulled him when the delayed penalty was going to be called, so that they could have 6-on-5, but Casey couldn't advance the puck. He just shot it along the boards.
But they'll keep him on the bench, so it's going to be 6-on-4. And we've talked about special teams all game long. And so far, it's the difference. Notre Dame has 2 power play goals. Michigan has 1. Can they tie it with 1 more here? This is their best chance of the game to get that game tying goal with 6-on-4. But Notre Dame penalty killing, they'll be able to just clear the puck on net, not have to worry about icing. They're going to be firing it towards that empty net. to try and double the lead and end this one. So exciting finish here.
It'll be the 5th power play for Michigan, and by the law of averages, I think it'd be more probable for Michigan to finish the night 2 of 6 on the power play rather than 1 for 5. It will be 6-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes. Inside of 2.5 minutes now. Samoskevich shot on Bischel by Fantilli is blocked. Rebound stays with Michigan. Brindley. Left side Samoskevich. McGroarty one-timer is blocked by Notre Dame, and a stick is broken. And a penalty is going to be called on Michigan. Bakich broke his stick trying to deflect the rebound off of the McGroarty one-timer.
They're discussing it, though, so.
I mean, that stick shattered in half.
It snapped. My angle, I thought that the Michigan defender, I couldn't tell who, slashed him as he was trying to clear the puck on the empty net. Obviously, Michigan hopes I'm wrong.
It did look like that. I think
we'll see if they show the replay.
TJ Hughes was really arguing, or it might have been Dylan Duke was arguing about the validity of that call. It was Duke. And I don't know. That's close. But a really nice job deflecting that by Bakich.
Looks like no penalty.
That looks clean to me. That looks like a play for the puck.
And it looks like they're going to keep it. They're going to keep it clean, no penalty.
The officials are going to agree with 1 minute and 39 seconds left on the power play. Michigan's going to take a face-off. Portillo comes back on. There won't be an empty net for this face-off. Too dangerous with Landon Slaggert against TJ Hughes. Michigan wins it. Portillo waiting for the signal to come off. He does. Fantilli gets it along the boards. Brindley stops it on the right side in front of the blue line. Now Adam Fantilli. Left side slot. He scores! Adam Fantilli equalizes it. He won't be held scoreless tonight.
What a play there. Fantilli, like you said, only a couple games this season held pointless. And when you need a big-time play, your big-time players need to come through, and that's what Adam Fantilli did right there. He was able to just walk in. I don't know if that was deflected or not. We will see, but either way, that was clean to me.
It looked like it went right through the legs of Bischel. And Adam Fantilli, like you said, Peter, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. Fantilli hadn't had a point tonight. He puts one in to tie it. 3-3, ends the power play with one stroke of the stick. 1:57 left in regulation. Michigan battling back to maybe force overtime. Still has the possibility to win it. Off the face-off, Notre Dame wins. Puck ends up in the Michigan end. Now a fast break opportunity. Nazar's got it across center ice. Big check by Lansdell. Keeps him from advancing. Hallam inside, pass to Nazar. And it's deflected away by Trevor Janicki. 90 seconds left in the third period. Battle for it right in front of the blue line on the left side. Edwards is just straddling along the boards to keep it. Lieberman back in for Notre Dame. A pass into the Michigan zone is gloved by Seamus Casey. Brindley trying to fight for the puck with Slaggert. In front of the net, in front of center ice. Now in front of the net. Brindley fights inside. Oh, it's left in front. Tried to get it to Nazar. Stays with Michigan. Kiernan shot deflected off of Bischel's right leg protector. Another shot from Casey goes left. Inside of a minute now. Broken stick on the ice. Fantilli comes back on for Michigan. Opportunity for him in front. Fantilli inside. Oh, it's blocked by Lieberman. Now Kiernan. Another shot from Brindley goes wide right. Casey keeps it on the rebound. Trevor Janicki on the shot from Casey keeps it for Notre Dame. To his brother Justin. Kiernan. Now Slaggert in front of the net. It's poked away by Seamus Casey, fortunately for the Wolverines. Fantilli inside of 30 seconds. Shoots it back down. Handled by McGroarty. Rutger, the freshman from Northville. On the right side, pass is picked off by Chase Primo. Primo behind the net now. Fantilli dumps it off. Jack Adams comes away with it. McGroarty. Bravaro, the defenseman for Notre Dame, passes it back over the neutral zone. Jack Adams is going to have one last shot for Notre Dame. Inside of 5 seconds to Primo. Shot from Silanoff is blocked by Portillo, and that'll do it for regulation. What an exciting 2.5 minutes at the end of the third period. Michigan ties it up, has a chance to win. At the very end, Notre Dame has a chance to lift it in regulation, but we go to overtime, Peter. What a game.
You called it before the period or early on that this game, it had the feeling that it's been such an even game. It was 27-27 on the shots. Michigan got a few more to end the period, 31-27. But this has been such an even game. Each team with 2 power play goals. Special teams have been the difference so far.
And we mentioned that Michigan has not beaten Notre Dame in the regular season on home ice since November of 2018. And you look at the last 2 regular season matchups at Yost, Notre Dame won those both in overtime. A 2-3 win for the Irish, then a 4-5 win. And if I'm not mistaken, that second game, I think, had a 3-goal comeback. I was in the student section. So Notre Dame really putting some stress on Michigan here, and the Wolverines want to exact revenge, defend home territory. Notre Dame's taken 7 of the last 8 here in Ann Arbor. That only win coming in the Big Ten tournament last season. We have the children in Yost student section have an Adam for Hobie written on the whiteboard. That is the Hobie Baker Award, college hockey's Heisman Trophy. And I'd say after that performance, that clutch shot, he might just deserve it.
Like the big time players, he was making an impact during the game, but not in the score sheet. But the big time players find a way in the biggest moments to take over, and Fantilli did there, walking in, firing it past for the goal to tie the game. Now Notre Dame's last game, they were off last week, but 2 weeks ago against the Buckeyes, they tied in the shootout. They won in a shootout, so that's the last time Notre Dame has played in the extra session. And Michigan's last game, a thriller in Detroit.
No, they did go to overtime in that game in Columbus.
Oh, you're right. I forgot.
They lost in a shootout. So both of these teams,
you're right. Both teams
familiar in overtime against the Buckeyes. Now they get to face off against each other. And this is just the first game of the weekend set, folks. We still have a game tomorrow night, senior night, but Michigan wants to win so that there's practically no doubt that they'll lock down that second seed in the Big Ten tournament. 3-on-3 hockey for the first section of overtime. 5 minutes on the clock. After the Adam Fantilli equalizer, he starts out there for Michigan and wins the faceoff. Now over center ice against Lieberman. Fantilli looking for a teammate. Tries to get it to Edwards, but it's picked up by Notre Dame. A scramble back towards the defensive end. Primo has to wait for Slaggert, who sends it back down, and a line change for Notre Dame. New skater is Trevor Janicki. Lieberman, the lone defenseman on the ice right now for Notre Dame. In front of the net, just kind of walks in front, drops one off too slow on the wrister. Lieberman on the left side now. Back to Janicki. Janicki back to Slaggert, who skates over the blue line to get a line change for both sides. Quickly, though, Trevor Janicki on the advantage, but he crossed over the blue line. That'll be an offsides on Notre Dame. Bischel tried a little bit too sneakily to advance that puck during the shift change, and it'll be a face-off.
He had success doing that on a power play that got a good opportunity for Notre Dame earlier in the game. Tried to do it again there. Just a little too far for get the offsides call.
Nasr, Casey, and Samaskevich for Michigan. Very potent goal-scoring trio out there to try and win this game in overtime for Michigan. Casey bounces it along the boards on the left side of Nasr. Nasr stops inside Samaskevich. Pass a little too hot. Goes up and out of play. And a dangerous chance goes harmless for Michigan. Still 3-3. Now exactly 1 minute off the clock in overtime. Same skaters out there for Notre Dame. Justin Janicki comes off. Now it'll be Drew Bavaro and Hunter Strand in there for the Irish. Nasr and Strand will take the face-off in the Notre Dame zone. Nasr wins the face-off but pokes it in front of the net. It's kept by Bavaro of the Irish. Behind the net is Strand, and Yost Ice Arena is deathly quiet, waiting for the ending moments of this game. Now they heat up. Janicki on the right side. Tries a pass, but he can't keep it on his stick. In the right corner, the puck is lost. Picked up by Michigan and Mackie Samaskevich. Skating him along the left side. Nasr bunched up with Samaskevich. Samaskevich on his own. Tries to get it behind the net. Inside, Kiernan in front of the net. Can't handle it. Now a possible breakaway for Notre Dame. Strand. He's got Trevor Janicki in the two-man game. Shot is blocked by Portillo. Nice save by the goaltender, and Michigan keeps it tied. Just above 3 minutes. New lines for both teams. Behind the net is Michigan trying to set up a play. Here's Hallam quickly up the left side. Fantilli to the right of him. Drops it off. Fantilli shot is blocked to the right side of Bischel. Kiernan off the rebound. Gets it back to Hallam. In front, Fantilli at the point. Very dangerous, but a lazy pass to Hallam does stay on sides. Hallam trying to find it back to Fantilli. Fantilli on the left side. Shot! Oh, it's off the top post. Deflected. Wolverines keep it, though, off the rebound. Hallam. Kiernan. Hallam on the right side. Fantilli can't keep his eyes on that puck and loses it. Couple exciting moments at the end of regulation and overtime here in Ann Arbor. Boltman picked off Edwards. Ethan Edwards has got it. 2-on-1, 3-on-1. McGroarty in front. Brindley. Oh, he squanders the opportunity. And Michigan is held scoreless on that chance. Stays with it, though. McGroarty. Shot blocked by Bischel in front of the net. Another shot off the rebound is blocked. Edwards gets in there. Still, Michigan has it. McGroarty fighting for it. Back to Edwards. In front of the blue line. Ethan shot left. Off the stick of Bischel. Now Brindley. Oh, above the net. Another shot. They're just coming in rapid succession for the Wolverines. And Bischel won't let one through. Now, finally, it goes back out of play towards the Michigan end.
The chaos of 3-on-3 hockey.
95 seconds left in overtime. Fresh legs for both squads. Here's Mackie Samoskevich trying to get through traffic. Now to Seamus Casey, kind of a lazy pass, picked off by Primo. Notre Dame could have another shot at a possession after Michigan has dominated the last few minutes. Fantilli back out there also for the Wolverines. Now it comes away to Samoskevich. Another opportunity, Seamus Casey, right side. Wheels around Lieberman. Trying to find Fantilli. Casey walks in, drops it off to Fantilli, passes a little wide. A minute left in overtime. Fantilli drops it back to Samoskevich. Mackey back up to Fantilli through traffic. Oh, it just can't get there. Now it'll drift across the blue line. Stay in play. Michigan's going to have to reset it, and Fantilli gets in front. Samoskevich, Fantilli, oh, he misses the one-timer in the slot. And Michigan with another opportunity. Mackie Samoskevich slams his stick along the boards in disgust that Michigan could not score on that play.
I don't know, just utter chaos in this overtime. Here on the Michigan end, they've been opportunity after opportunity. We thought the puck was going to go into the bench, and suddenly a 2-on-0 breaks out, and Michigan just couldn't get that shot off the pass. But Michigan with amazing opportunities in this period, and Bischel comes through for the, as Notre Dame calls timeout, and rightfully so, settle things down. Michigan has dominated this overtime period. It's 35-28 in favor of the shots, in favor of Michigan. Yeah, each of these chances, one post, just chaos here in this overtime period. And that's the beauty of 3-on-3 hockey.
It'd be even more beautiful if Michigan could score on one of these opportunities. After being outshot for most of the game, there are now 7 shots ahead of Notre Dame, and I could argue there'd be more. I looked up at the scoreboard and saw 35, and then a couple shots went in front of the net. They didn't count.
Yeah, maybe they'll add them later, but Bischel has come up huge in this overtime. He's made some countless great saves. But credit to Michigan keeping the puck on their zone. With 3-on-3, one break is all you need. And with 43 seconds left, we saw Michigan win in overtime at the buzzer. Might come down to the buzzer again here.
So, no Luke Hughes for a moment like that tonight. But the Wolverines do have Adam Fantilli. They will open the last 43.8 seconds left with Ethan Edwards, Frank Nasr, and Gavin Brindley. Brindley, the freshman, has a goal tonight. A nice pass from Jackson Hallam set him up in the left side slot. And Michigan, since about halfway through the third period, has begun to dominate this game, beating Notre Dame in faceoffs 42-28, shots 35-28. Nasr wins the faceoff, another one for Michigan. Brindley skating along the blue line, loses it after he was bothered by Slaggert. Michigan has to reset. It'll be around 30 seconds for the Wolverines to operate. Edwards has a break opportunity. One-on-one on Lieberman. Nice defense by the senior captain. Forces an errant shot. Nasr battling for it. About 20 seconds left in overtime. It'll be Notre Dame. Out in front, Slaggert. Lost, and Brindley trips him. Oh, on the left side. Just goes wide of the post. 10 seconds left. Notre Dame picks off an attempt from Edwards. Here's Slaggert. Slaggert wheeling around the left side. Last second shot, Janicki. Another one. Needs to be nailed from Lieberman. That'll hit the buzzer, and it'll be a tie, but we'll go to a shootout. And oh my goodness, a last second shot from Notre Dame sat on the outside of the left post once again.
Slaggert almost made one of the greatest plays I've seen.
He was lying on the ground after Brindley going for the puck upended him.
And he was able to get the shot on goal, and
he was able to slap his stick and just get it out of reach of Portillo, but it was just out of reach of going across the net. This game has had everything. We'll have a 2-minute break before the shootout. This game officially will end in a tie, but there's a chance for some momentum going into tomorrow night if Michigan can win this shootout. They lost their last shootout against Ohio State. They came into this game, both teams, having a couple shootouts this season. Michigan 2 ties, Notre Dame 4. And Michigan most likely going to send out their best skaters. This is where the Wolverines can be at an advantage, as Notre Dame does not have any scorers over double digits. Michigan has several. And in Michigan's 2 chances, they've lost one of their shootouts. And
yeah, we said they lost their most recent one in Columbus.
They lost their most recent one to Ohio State. Just trying to see what that second one is, but I think it might have just been an overtime.
And then Notre Dame won their most recent one in Ohio State. They've actually won twice in shootouts. They are 2-0 in shootouts. They beat Minnesota in a shootout on January 13th. This is my first shootout I'm witnessing, so I'm excited to see how this one plays out. Yeah, the score 3-3.
Oh, so they tied with Harvard, but I think since this was an interconference matchup, I don't know if
they just ended.
They just didn't play the shootout. Now that this is a Big Ten game, they are going to shoot it out. Clock's going to run out. It'll be Eric Portillo against Ryan Bischel. Both goalies, outside of allowing 3 goals, have played decently well tonight. Bischel outpacing in Portillo in saves by 6. He's got 32. Portillo's got 26. It'll be Nick Lieberman, the defenseman, the first skater for Notre Dame. He crosses center ice. It's as loud as it's been all night. Here's Lieberman's first chance, the first chance for Notre Dame in the shootout. Lieberman slowly left to right, he scores. Just wrists one in to the right corner, and Notre Dame makes their first opportunity good. Now it's Mackie Samoskevich. 15 goals for Mackie on the season, only behind Dylan Duke and, of course, Adam Fantilli. Here's the sophomore, draft pick of the Florida Panthers, skating along the right side, now crosses to the left. Oh, it's blocked by Bischel. Really nice move by the goaltender to keep that Mackie shot from going in. Notre Dame still up 1-0 in the shootout. It'll be Hunter Strand here, second for Notre Dame. So we haven't seen Primo, we haven't seen Slaggert, we haven't seen Janicki. It's Hunter Strand against Portillo on the right side. Stops, about to pop, and he loses possession of the puck. Portillo doesn't even have to make a save. Notre Dame 1 for 2, Michigan 0 for 1. Here's Adam Fantilli.
Both players for Notre Dame going in with some taking their time on there, trying to get Portillo down, and here comes Fantilli. Can be a hero again, tie this shootout.
We all know what Adam can do. Starts on the left side, picks up the puck from center ice. Fantilli slow, it's gloved by Bischel, what a save. And Michigan starts 0 for 2 in this shootout. And another interesting choice for Notre Dame, Chase Blackman, 2 defenders coming on and taking the shootout opportunities for Notre Dame. Here's Blackman on the left side, trying to cross to the right. Portillo walls him off and saves it. So Portillo, for the most part, holding up his end of the bargain, only allowing one make in 3 shots. Now it'll be Rutger McGroarty against the nation's leader in saves. Michigan 0 for 2 in the shootout. The freshman McGroarty. Freshman responsible for more than half of Michigan scoring this season. Rutger inside, it's blocked by Bischel. And that'll do it. Notre Dame wins in a shootout. Michigan will drop to 20-10-3. Notre Dame improves to 15-14-4. Michigan had all the chances they could have desired at the end of regulation, throughout overtime, and the offense couldn't hold up their end of the bargain in the shootout, losing. Again, 3-4 is the technical score on the scoreboard. This game will be scored as a tie. Notre Dame wins the shootout and carries the momentum into tomorrow night, senior night. 8 o'clock puck drop. We'll have that game on WCBN. But this momentum that Notre Dame will have coming into that game is a scary thing. Michigan needs to win that game to keep their positioning in the Big Ten.
The result of this shootout, it makes that game so much more important. That they do get points from this game going into overtime. Scored a tie. It's complicated the way they do things. But yeah, you got to win tomorrow. But we're at the time of year where every game you got to win. So, like, regardless of how this game went, Michigan needs to go into every game. The rest of the season must win. And it starts tomorrow against a Notre Dame team who's won 8 of 9 in this building. And they're going to be playing hard. Notre Dame can try and fight for a home game, for a home series in the quarterfinals. So a lot to play for tomorrow. Make sure to tune in here, WCBN FM, for that call.
And it'll be 3 great commentators for us, Adam Bresler, Amir Bektash, and Kobe Siegel. Again, like Peter said, Notre Dame's won 8 of the last 9 here. If you count the shootout tie, a win. And Michigan hasn't won, more importantly, on their home ice against Notre Dame in the regular season since 2018. And even if the Big Ten tournament weren't in the picture, we didn't really care about that. Michigan can't be limping into the postseason like this. They haven't won a game since the duel in the D. They lost a shootout to Ohio State, lost in Cleveland, lost on a shootout tonight. They need to win tomorrow on senior night. They should have the motivation to do it. The problem is Notre Dame might have the momentum after tonight's game. It should be a fun affair. Tonight was a whole bunch of fun. Thank you for tuning in to WCBN1 on YouTube. Tune in tomorrow night as Michigan tries to split the series against Notre Dame at home and keep their positioning in the Big Ten tournament. For Peter Nasr, I've been William Gregory. We really appreciate you joining us tonight. And as always, we leave you with a good night and a go blue.